Welcome to Through the Wire.
Through the wire.
Another three-man weave as Pierre is getting over another sickness. Get well soon, man. Get well soon. I thought we was going to have him today, man. First day to really dive into some playoffs. We missing P, and
you know
hopefully
he's hungry
soon.
It's
Especially
okay.
The Knicks playing good.
Yep.
A lot of teams is playing undermanned.
Mhm.
You know, missing somebody.
And we doing that right now?
We got to pull through. We got to pull through.
Oh, so I guess the injuries.
Are we the Clippers?
Maybe.
Maybe.
I'll be Kawhi. I'm Kawhi.
How do you get Kawhi?
What you mean?
You,
I'm the one that thought of the whole idea.
Darrick, you're definitely Russell Westbrook.
Okay, I like that.
Where no matter what, you give him a shot.
I'll be Eric Gordon. I'll be Eric Gordon.
Okay. All
I'll
right.
be Eric Gordon.
So I'm Kawhi?
So you hit or miss?
Yeah, hey, the other night I was hitting.
Yes, you were. All right. And I guess on the ones and twos, we got Tyronn Lue, Anwar back there.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Playoffs are here, man. Be sure to leave a like. Subscribe to the channel if you're new around here. We're on the road to 500K. If you're listening on audio platforms, go over to the YouTube channel, hit subscribe. And if you're on the YouTube channel, go pick up your phone, go to podcast, go to Spotify, and pre-download these episodes, man. We're trying to get our numbers up throughout the playoffs because you're going to have coverage here for the entirety of the year.
Yes.
We have had 5 years of pretty much straight basketball content, even in the damn part of the offseason.
We bring y'all basketball
Through
content.
the wires
That's
here.
all I know is Tuesdays and Saturdays.
Oh, we know. You know what I'm saying?
That's all I know.
I look forward
They're
to it.
sprinkling in the Thursday now.
I was going to
Oh
say
yeah, we do
Thursdays
got
is new.
Thursdays too.
do
But
got
we going to
Thursday.
get used to it. That's what we do.
Yeah. Now, the
Yeah.
Thursdays for y'all out there, it's not to this channel specifically, but we are filming a lot of content. We got another video coming out very soon that we just saw the final cut of that ended up being pretty good. So Thursday's another shoot day. And then we also got Bleacher Report streams that you can tune into in the Bleacher Report app. It's basically in addition to Through the Wire. It's like it's a podcast setting about specific topics, 30 minutes to an hour each. So you can tune into that if you're interested. You know what I'm saying? All right, let's talk about some playoffs, man. I don't even know. We're going to talk about every single series for at least a minute. Some of these series get a minute. Let's be real.
Oh, for sure. Because it's not really a lot to dive into when you talk about like Atlanta and Boston.
You want to start it off there and get it out the way then?
No. Let's start off with
No, we
those
gotta start
Kings
off fine.
because
Oh, you want to start with the Kings?
First of all, did
Derrick
you
has
see
a Kings
I was going to
hoodie
say,
on.
did you see the hoodie he has on?
Was that brand new?
No.
I've never
I
seen.
bought this a few years ago when we were in New York to match my LeBron shoes.
Oh man, do they even match?
They're the same color purple.
Okay.
But
Shout out to Whoopi.
I don't even know why I bought this. I'm not even a Kings fan.
Yes, you
Well,
are. Today you are.
I was looking through my closet and, I was like, oh, let me throw this on today just for the shock
So we
factor.
have a new team to add to the collection.
Add it to the list.
Man.
I respect it. You a little bit too late considering they had 82 games to get you interested. But these last two have been otherworldly for the Kings. So what are you seeing, Darrick?
You know what's funny about last night is that the Warriors had, 20 turnovers. They gave up 12 offensive rebounds. Draymond and Kevin Looney in foul trouble the whole game. Draymond gets ejected. Everything that could have possibly went wrong for the Warriors went wrong. Even Davion Mitchell come off the bench and give you 15 out of nowhere playing great defense on Steph. And it's like the Warriors were still right there. They were right there, and they literally just could not get an offensive rebound. Every time there was a chance for them to get a rebound, it was fouling. It was just like they could not close out possessions, and therefore it was just so hard for them to even fight back. Because like when you can't get offensive rebounds, it's a morale hit. Like you got to play defense for another 14 seconds, and then that stomp. I don't know if y'all want to jump into the stomp.
We can.
The stomp was kind of crazy, man.
The stomp was over crazy.
Yeah.
The stomp, I seen it, and, like, he does grab his leg, but it's the way that Draymond stomps him that's, like, over the top. He literally, you could tell him putting the force on it, and then, like, the cherry on top is, like, he pushes off and, like, jumps damn near off of him to just go on his way.
Springboarded him.
Yeah.
Yeah, and it's just like, I was watching the post-game interview, too, and he's obviously talking about how he grabbed his leg or whatever, but he's like, the reporter asked, were you surprised that he was on the ground for so long? He's like, no, I wasn't surprised. So it's like, he knew what he was doing. It might have been overboard. Maybe he didn't want to do it that much, but it's like, it's not the first and last time this shit has happened, you know?
I think that I don't want to have a big conversation about the stomp because the game was so good again.
It
was.
These two games
It
been
was.
so good.
It was.
That like no matter what you say, there's somebody gonna take offense or be mad about it. If you're a Warriors fan, you might look at it and say, "Oh, if he don't grab his ankle, then he don't get stumped on."
Exactly.
But if you're a Kings fan, it was like even if he did grab his ankle, it was
didn't match
excessive.
Yeah, it didn't match
to
the
do that.
intensity.
And then there's some angles that make it seem like Domantas Sabonis, when you play it full and not look at one screenshot, where Domantas Sabonis was more like trying to protect his head because there's 4 people around him and he just fell. But if you look at one singular screenshot, it looks like he's grabbing on for life. One screenshot looked like that Draymond Green springboarded him, and another in full time. It don't feel that bad. So it's just so much. And I went onto Twitter for 30 seconds after Draymond got ejected just to see what people were talking about, and it was a battlefield. And I was like, I don't even want to get in the middle of all of this no man's land. As a neutral fan, that was excessive from Draymond for sure. And it could have cost him this game. I mean, if Draymond there, maybe it's a little bit different. If he wasn't there, so all we know is that the fact that they lost. And you mentioned how they were right there. Do y'all see that more of a positive for the Warriors or a negative? Because I can see it both ways. We're like, we just got to do this, and then next game we win. Or it could be like, damn, we did almost everything right, and we lost.
I think it's a positive just because everything literally went wrong for them, and they were still right there. Like,
also, the Kings shot the second worst 3-point percentage they shot all season long.
Yeah.
So it's not like it was the perfect storm for the Kings either.
De'Aaron Fox definitely got off to like a little bit of a rocky start. He wasn't playing as good as he was in that fourth quarter. I don't know what it is.
He turns it on.
It's literally like it's like 2K. Like a dude could be struggling all game, but then that closer badge turns on and he just starts and he don't miss.
Yo, boy, was it 2K14? Manu Ginobili had
a
closer
Yep.
and he was disgusting in the fourth quarter.
We had like the associates where you could draft. I had Kobe and Manu Ginobili, so it was hell in that fourth quarter.
But that was back when you only had 5 badges.
I've seen that happen so many times where he doesn't. It's not even he got to be struggling, but it's just not the fourth quarter Fox we see, and he could turn it on just so instantly. And I think that's part of like the team just trusts him. They know that we're gonna give him the ball. I think who is it? Sabonis is like, I just get a ball to Fox when it comes down to the fourth quarter. It's like that's his time.
Sabonis had a nice little bounce back game.
Definitely.
I felt like a lot of it did come from Draymond being in foul trouble, not being on the court. Because when Draymond was on him, Sabonis really went on shit, and it kind of looked like he was more so looking to pass when Draymond was on him. So Draymond's defense is definitely a factor in this series.
Silly lead at it.
Yeah, I don't. That's why I'm so mind boggled that he would do something like that would jeopardize his entire series.
Yeah.
Like it's just. It seems like he doesn't really think because he did this before when they were up 3-1 against the Cavs, and he kicked LeBron in the nuts, and then he lost. Then they go and lose Game 6, and then now they one of the first teams to lose a 3-1 series in the NBA Finals. So Draymond just got to be better mentally, man.
Is it over?
Is it over? No,
I wouldn't say
the
that.
Warriors have one of the best home courts.
Yeah,
but they also are the worst road team, is what we saw in the first 2 games, and the Kings have the home court advantage. But it's not like the Kings are bad on the road. They're one of the best road teams.
But,
so it's like
KB, game 1, it came down to that one Wiggins 3.
Don't matter.
Game
they lost.
2, I know it almost really doesn't count. But like I look at the fact that if they're at home, they can at least get those 2 games at home. Then they could go back and fight Game 6. I mean, fight whatever game on the road.
Game 5 and Game 7 will be on the road.
Yeah, it's just I see what both y'all are saying, and I kind of agree because. They need their bench. They need their role players to step up.
Jordan
Poole had 4 points.
Yeah,
he can only play 15 minutes a game because they're taking him out.
He be OC so much.
Yeah, he's been in game 1 he had like 17. But even with that, he's been a very hard watch. As a neutral fan, looking at how great these teams have been or can be, I'm just seeing him, like you said, get picked out. By De'Aaron Fox, by Malik Monk, and they're going at his throat. And even when he's not involved in the play, he's lost. And it's just like. If you're the Warriors, hypothetically, and you end up losing the series, and you're like, damn, we really paid this man that much money, and he basically cannot play. Down the stretch, there are moments where Steve Kerr brought in fucking Moses Moody.
Yeah.
Who got DNP'd the first game.
I was surprised to see him. We seen him more than we seen Kuminga out there.
Yes. He did not trust those 2 guys, Jordan Poole and Kuminga, and he brought in Moses Moody. And if y'all remember the last game of the season, Moses Moody had like 30. Against the Trailblazers, where the Trailblazers lost by 50, but nobody remember because it was the last day of the season and they were running. I don't even know. Jabari Walker played 45 minutes.
I don't even think Shaden played.
Yeah, it was a bad game.
See, I'm worried because, like you said, it feels like even when they kind of are there and they're not everything's going right, the Kings could just beat you in so many ways. Even when they do struggle from 3, they seem like they were getting to the rim at will. Nobody was standing in front of De'Aaron Fox and Malik Monk. I think their just offense was literally how it was been the whole season. It's been better than the Golden State Warriors. There's just more, room for error for them. But they're gonna need their role player. I
Yes.
think Draymond needs it. I don't know what's gonna what's the future consequences, but they need a big game for him.
Yeah, we'll probably find out the consequences live. I don't see them really looking into it that long to where it takes days.
Yeah, I don't even want to say they kind of need him to be aggressive because the Kings are just like the Kings have a bunch of athletes and they're kind of like all over these passing lanes because we know the Golden State Warriors, like, he's their quarterback. He's looking for all the angles and all those type of passing lanes. The Kings are cutting that off and getting in transition. So he's gonna have to capitalize on some of these times where they're playing off of him or they're just overplaying shooters.
Are you talking about Draymond?
Yeah.
Oh, I mean, to start the game, he was pretty aggressive.
He hit a 3 in the corner.
Yeah.
He got to the basket once.
That's kind of all I expect.
But like what you mentioned is true though about these role players. Where in game 1 we saw Malik Monk have 30 and Trey Lyles had like 15 or 17 or something. And in game 2 it was Davion Mitchell that stepped up for the Kings. And if you look for the Warriors, they haven't had anybody step up that you need. Like those extra. We know Steph is giving you 25 to 30, sometimes more. That's set in stone. He's fucking Steph Curry. Wiggins even had a good game yesterday, and nobody else was there to alleviate any pressure. And y'all mentioned Davion Mitchell. He was I said he deserved the MVP of the game because I knew we get him from Fox. I knew that Sabonis was going to have a bounce back. But to have Davion Mitchell come in that fourth quarter, where Kevon Looney's having a cool game. He shot 2 for 9 from 3, but he ended up having a cool game.
You said Kevon Looney.
I mean, Kevon Huerter. Sorry.
Oh, I was
Kevon Huerter. You know what I'm saying?
I was like, Looney hit 2 threes? What was that one?
Herter had a better game than game 1.
Yeah.
But still, Mike Brown down the stretch went with the dude that has like the heart of an engine, where he has the ability to chase Steph Curry off these screens. And listen, it's hard, it's tough, you know what I'm saying? And Steph Curry still had a good game, but you needed that opposed to having the knockdown 3-point shooter or the idea of a knockdown 3-point shooter in Kevin Huerter. And then Davion hit the biggest shot of the game. So it's like, I feel like Steve Kerr's getting out coached, man. At the end of the first quarter, it was 23-17, right? And Steve Kerr gets asked, how do you feel about the turnovers? He gonna say the turnovers are no problem. And they ended with what you say, 20? They ended with 20 turnovers on the night.
Issue I feel like for the Warriors that's going to downplay them is, and maybe they're heart of the champion, but they kind of seem like they're downplaying what's going on a little bit too. I think Steph seems like he's the most like, oh shit, like I understand we need other players to step up when it comes to home, but I was seeing Klay Thompson, we already know, like we gonna do how we do all season and go and defend home court, but those home court wins are not guaranteed,
Klay
So
Thompson is always like laid back though. He's never seems like he's too rattled. Like he seems like he's already experienced so much.
They need a game 6 Klay performance in game 3.
But you know what's another crazy thing?
And I think they're probably gonna get it.
Even like with, I think I looked at it too. The Kings had 5 blocks yesterday. 1 came from Alex Len. Yeah. So it's just like Kevin Huerter had 2. I think De'Aaron Fox had 1. Malik Monk. It's just like their defensive rotations are so on point,
And that was something we didn't see in the regular season. They were, I think, like 22nd in the regular
they're crowding
season.
the ball. They're making it hard for the Warriors.
Yeah, I think a big reason why Davion did play a lot is because in that post-game interview in Game 1, De'Aaron Fox was like, you remember when J.R. Smith said that guarding Steph Curry, you're going to feel like you're dead.
Yep, with Dellavedova.
Yeah. No, he said J.R. Smith. Or did he say Dellavedova?
J.R. Smith was talking about Dellavedova.
Oh, J.R. Smith was talking about Dellavedova. Yeah. And I felt like Mike Brown saw that and was like, oh, yeah, we got to relieve some of that off of him so that way he has those fresh legs down the stretch.
Yep.
And it worked.
And Dellavedova's on the team, man.
He is.
He's in the cast. But when that cast come off, we want to see. No, don't put Delly
did
on
you
that
hear?
damn
I was streaming the other day, and she was like, if Steph goes crazy these first 2 games, do they expect to put Delly in? I'm like, he hasn't played in he hasn't impacted the game how he did in the finals in
Since
6
then. He got a contract, and that was raps for Dellavedova.
I would expect him to come and defend like he was when he was. I don't even know how.
He a locker room guy now.
Yeah, he really is.
People do love the Delly fan base is strong though. I give him that.
Yeah,
that's because he's from down under. They love it. They love they people. As they should. He played 32 games this season. What is his point per game average this season?
1.7.
4.
1.5, Mike. Pretty damn close. 1.5 points per. I didn't even realize that last season he wasn't even in the NBA.
Yeah, no, he was overseas.
He was in Australia playing again. So he got his contract with Cleveland. then went back overseas. And yeah, shout out to Delhi, man. Shout out to Delhi. I remember him being a dirty player.
Yeah.
He had that reputation. And
Was he dirty or was he gritty?
those two, there's a fine line between those two things. There's a fine line. I don't know which part of the line he's over, but it's one way or another.
Another thing in this game is, man, Malik Monk is still amazing. Like for him to go like tell the story been telling the story the whole year about like how he's been in Charlotte and went to the Lakers. Obviously had a better season, but he is literally on the game. He's on the court with one of the best closers, the best closer in basketball. And De'Aaron Fox is cool with giving him the ball and letting him control part of the offense in the fourth quarter. I think that's a crazy thing to see, those two Kentucky boys out there. And then also Mike Brown just having a faith in them too.
Yeah, I mean they're doing the thing. Can't say I expected him to be this good in the first two games though.
He's an athlete, bro.
Yeah.
He's an athlete. And also, I think it's just like when you have that type of player and your confidence is sky high, it's nothing really good. Like, I think you beat yourself when you kind of lose your confidence and you're that type of player.
Yes, I do. Do y'all want to? Is there anything else to say about the series? So, Game 3 coming up in a few nights.
I mean, I feel like I can't see no world where the Golden State Warriors gets like swept in this series. So I'm gonna say that like I'm saying that they gonna pull it out at home.
I think the Warriors will win the next two home games.
At least one.
So I looked at the stat yesterday.
Yeah.
What percentage of teams that go up 2-0 in a playoff series win the series?
I would say
Recently, only team I can remember doing it is the Clippers.
I'd say 22%.
I'll say 15.
Y'all saying that 15% come back down to 2.
Yeah.
It's 7%.
Oh wow! So
7%.
the Clippers really beat the odds.
It did. So I'm just saying the numbers say that this season.
So is it more likely to come back from 3-1 than it is 2-0?
I doubt it.
Yeah, because it's only like wasn't it literally like a couple. It wasn't even like plus 10 or whatever it was.
Oh,
I'm not sure, but I'm not saying that it's over because it's the Warriors, and I feel like
I don't know. I feel
they
like I've
warrant
seen way
some
more.
type of, leeway. But boy, it just don't look good.
Yeah.
Mhm.
It don't look good.
Why does it feel like I've seen more 3-1 comebacks than 2-0 comebacks?
Because 3-1 comebacks are more memorable.
Oh,
Because
that's
like
right,
the team is one game away and they just can't get it done. So yeah, it just feels more memorable. I can look up the stat though if you want the actual stat. Of what percentage.
And plus,
of
I think we can remember some of those.
Well, I remember
ones in,
Denver
like,
did it
recent
twice in
history,
one
too.
year.
Yeah, I was gonna say we had some in, like recent memory too, and it's also obviously like the
Warriors
LeBron
did
one.
one.
Oh, the
LeBron
Warriors
did
did one too. That was another thing Clay
Um,
Thompson was talking about. Is basically like we seen it all.
Yeah,
So
we've
they're
seen a
banking
few
on
of
that
them.
experience.
Yeah,
They're banking on it for sure, and I don't blame them.
I mean, it's kind of hard.
But it's
for them
also a
not
difference
to.
between back then and now. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, they had way better role players back then.
So there's only been 13 teams that defied the NBA odds and mounted a comeback to win the series. The recent team to do that was the 2020 Denver Nuggets when they beat the Utah Jazz and the Clippers, being down 3-1. So we got the 68 Celtics, the 70 Lakers, the 79 Bullets, the 81 Celtics, the 95 Rockets, which is big because the Rockets went on to win that championship. The 97 Heat, the 2003 Pistons, 2006 Suns, 2015 Rockets is one I don't remember.
The 2015 Rockets.
over the Mavericks.
I don't remember that one too much.
I don't. Oh no, it was against the Clippers. I do remember this one. This is the ultimate fumble where Josh Smith come in the fourth quarter and hit a shit ton of threes. It was somebody random like that. And this is a Chris Paul, Blake Griffin team that we don't talk about because Chris Paul is great. The 2016 Warriors did it against Kevin Durant.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And then we got the 2016 Cavs, obviously, and then the 2020 Denver Nuggets twice, and it has not been done since.
Okay, so I mean, it happens, but it doesn't happen often.
It just feels more memorable because that's like
I feel like more of them happened during our time period. It felt like.
Yeah, right. More of them are more recent.
Yeah.
You know. Anything else about this series?
No, just 2-2.
D-Mills got his Kings jersey on, or his Kings hoodie on. So
This might be a goddamn jinx, Darrick. You better hope that they win this series because the fans deserve it. Shout out to our guy Marcellus
Another
Howard.
thing
He's in the
is, bro,
trenches over there in Sacramento.
That game, say it tips off at 9:00, and it tips off at 9:10. The crowd is rocking at 9:11, bro.
Yeah,
They're
they here.
screaming deep. I love the crowd.
Yeah.
I love the crowd.
I'm pretty sure for
That's
game.
the last thing I got.
I think game 2 is Thursday, and it's on at the same time as the Clippers game.
Yeah, so they're starting to do because today we got a game starts at 6 and a game starts at 6:30.
Yeah.
And one of them is on NBA TV. It's the boring Celtics and Atlanta Hawks game. Nobody cares unless you're in Atlanta
Hawks
or in
fan
Boston.
or a Celtics fan.
Exactly. So they got that game started first, and then the real games start after that.
Yeah.
That's hilarious.
Let's talk about that series real quick then, because the Celtics. First of all, I'll be honest with you. I ain't watched a second of that game.
I rewatched.
We was at the goddamn zoo. Me and Darrick, we went to the zoo, and I didn't watch the game. We
I
were
watched
checking
the
scores.
40-minute condensed. I watched the 40-minute condensed version.
Okay.
It's
This
pretty much
game,
them
you-
just hounding Trae Young,
Yeah,
making it
this-
hard for him,
I bet.
and it's just like defensively, they tried to put him on Derrick White. Derrick White wasn't allowing him to have plays off, so it was just Trae Young's just being exposed on both sides.
So this is the funny thing. So when I was on First Take yesterday, they sent me like the run of show like an hour and a half before I was supposed to go on. And one of the questions was, what was the most impressive win? The Celtics or the 76ers? And we were at the zoo for both of those
Yeah,
games.
we were.
And I was like, fuck, I got an hour to do all of my notes about every topic and this one. Well, I watched the first half of the Nets 76er game 1, but that was like the only reference I had. So I was like, damn. And then obviously we didn't get to it, so thank God, because I was gonna be on TV talking out of my ass about the defense on Trae Young, because I'm assuming it was good, but I didn't watch it.
I mean, I feel like it's just what we already knew was gonna happen with the
Exactly,
series.
yeah.
they were chasing
just
all the
like-
shooters off the 3-point line. No one was getting open looks.
I know, yeah, they shot terrible.
Yeah.
I think they shot 17% from 3, and that's just not gonna get it done against the Celtics. And you know the Jays are gonna come hoop every time. So
Yeah, there was nowhere for Trae Young. Whether it was Tatum, whether it was Brown, whether it was Derrick White, it was just nothing. he
Smart
could do.
probably got some
and
minutes,
honestly,
right? On 'em?
if I'm the Celtics, I'm trying to do this every game. Like, I want to get this series out the way quick because a lot of these other series, it looks like
Mhm.
players are getting banged up.
Yep.
Players are kind of going through these kind of hell games with all the defense going around. I think it's a luxury if you can get out of a series a little bit early and you
Yeah.
still have that refresh feeling.
Because
Yeah,
the team
I
that they would have to go against in the next round, the 76 are up 2-0 right now. They taking care of business. So
And I'm telling you, we're going to get to the Sixers, but they going through hell a little bit too over
Oh,
there.
for sure. That
Mhm.
game yesterday, that shit was terrible.
I was so close to tweeting at you, Derek, bring me my money. But then they fumbled. Shout out to Tyrese Maxey.
I don't know what, man. The Nets just can't put together 2 full halves of basketball.
Mm-mm.
I don't know. The second half, they
Yeah.
just seem to crumble.
I mean, so they were talking about it kind of like on TV, and it made a lot of sense too because they went small a
Mhm.
lot. I think Nick Claxton only played like 20 minutes, and you're going against Joel Embiid, so they got beat up on the glass by like 20, but their legs were probably dead from having to move around. They're flying around, they're trying to box out, they're trying to get rebounds. That's going to take a toll on the offensive side, which we kind of seen.
I've been very impressed with Joel Embiid's ability to sustain a double team for like 4 seconds before making a decision. It makes no sense to me that they're like NBA size player, Dorian Finney-Smith and Mikal Bridges running at him, and he still has the time to like think about what's the move. Like usually if double team is coming, you do something real quick. Boom, get this out my hands and swing, 3. He was like, nope. Okay, there it is. PJ Tucker in the corner. I'm like, damn.
He had
there we
one
go.
where I think it was later in the second half too, but like he would catch the ball at the free throw line, and before like they would even double, he made them start like wait till he puts the ball on the ground for you to double him because he was taking so much advantage of it. And I was going to like my MVP spiel about him is just like he's doing all this first of all getting double team, but it's just like the playmaking, the way he could beat you with passing now too. It don't got to be at the level of Jokic, but he had, I think, one of the game-winning, like the game-sealing shots, he had a double team pass from the top of the key. So I think it was like a wide-open Tyrese Maxey or something like that. But it's just like he can now beat you in more ways than just dominating on the low block or taking a mid-range jumper.
I love the fact that they're making Joel think. Like,
Mhm.
they're usually basketball's a reactionary game. And when you can slow down a player to where you're at, oh, shit, let me catch the ball, and now I got to think about what's coming because you don't know what's coming.
Right.
I think that works in your favor, but you kind of they were playing it well, but then it's like in the second half they were just like missing rotations. They was giving up corner threes, and they completely fell apart in the second half. And
what?
it was just like,
You can tell that Jacques Vaughn's goal is to not let him be dominate,
yeah,
Yes.
and he'll live with everything else. And so far, it's cost him the games.
You know what's crazy too? I don't know if it was you. It was either you or Pierre, but we had our playoffs in like 2K. and I was going against Embiid in the playoffs, and I didn't have no big man to guard him. I think I told KB, and he was like, "You might as well." I lost the first game. I said, "You know what? I'm taking on my center. I'm going small because it ain't shit else you can do."
Yeah.
It's like you might as well try it at this point because the big man, he's getting killed anyway. So you might as well try to like spread them out, which I did. They had 5 shooters out there. And also just like take him out the paint and just also double him every time. Make it as hard as you can.
Did you win that series?
No.
Oh.
You know, and I think that's credit to give credit to Embiid. He's making the right plays down the stretch. But I like what I've seen from Jacques Vaughn just because you want to try it.
Mm-hmm.
You know, I think there's nothing really to lose in this type of playoffs. Another thing is Royce O'Neal, bro. They have him guarding Joel Embiid. Obviously, they're helping him. But like him and Dorian Fifth, these are like primary defenders that they're putting on Joel Embiid, who's the MVP. So, you know, give credit to them too.
I will say this now,
Mhm.
and hopefully it's not true. James Harden hasn't looked good.
No, he
hasn't.
didn't.
He hasn't.
In that first game, he was hitting some crazy shots.
First game, first half was good.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Second half, he didn't get to the basket one time, literally nothing.
Yeah.
He shot 6 shots in the second half. They were all threes, and he missed all of them. And then game 2, it was even worse before full game. And again, you can sustain that right now because it's the goddamn Brooklyn Nets. But next series is the Boston Celtics, where you're gonna need James to be more than an elite level facilitator. You need him to be a threat to score the ball, and he hasn't done that. Again, this is just 2 games in the playoffs, and hopefully he gets it together, but it's a little bit scary to think about what their future in the playoffs can be if this is the type of performances you're going to get from James.
KB, you talking that talk, man. 'Cause
It's scary business.
it is. When you look at that team, it's kind of like, do they look like real contenders? They're going against the Nets right now.
Mhm.
And it's kind of like, when you think about them going against the Celtics or the Bucks, and it's just like, they have better personnel than what the damn Nets have, and y'all are struggling right now. So it's like, what are you going to do now when it's Tatum, Robert Williams, and Jaylen Brown's at the rim? Like, it's tough
Yeah.
because James Harden going to have his hands full.
There's not a single moment he won't have a good to great level defender.
Oh,
on him.
for sure. And then he also has Robert Williams and Al Horford at the rim. So it's just, I don't know. It's up in the air.
gonna be
right
It's
now.
early to say, but based on the 2 games we've seen of them, it ain't.
Yeah, if he's struggling with McHale and Royce O'Neal's, imagine what he's going to deal with in the next round.
Yeah, because
So-
those Jays are nice. Derrick White is going to make an all defensive team,
Yeah.
and Marcus
Marcus
Smart
Smart is
was defensive player of the year last year. So we'll see. we will see. Before we get into the next series, talk
Hey.
to me, D Mills.
The playoffs are here, man. Shout out to our sponsor, So Rare. They'll have weekly competitions at NBA playoff tournaments running all postseason, right?
Yes, sir.
You can win all sorts of prizes and experiences worth over $100K. And check them out now at sorare.com/NBA. So what we about to do, our favorite point guard draft. So Mike, go first.
Favorite point guard. I'm gonna take Steph Curry right off the board.
I do want to give Mike some credit. Before Steph Curry was one of the greatest of all time, his Xbox gamer tag was Lil Steph Curry.
Little Steph Curry.
This was bad ankle Steph Curry.
Yeah.
Might be like 2012, 2011.
So you do get credit there. I'm going to take Chris Paul. Obviously, Chris Paul is my favorite player of all time.
I'm gonna go Derrick Rose, Chicago's finest.
Go back to back
Um,
there.
Jason Kidd.
Ooh, okay. You took Chicago's finest. I'm gonna take the second son of Chicago out of Kansas. Give me Kirk Heinrich.
Oh,
Give me the
wow.
captain.
Ooh, I'm gonna take Uncle Drew. I'm gonna take Kyrie Irving off the board.
Okay, and give us your last pick.
You know, I'm gonna go Rajon Rondo.
That's not bad, bro.
Yeah.
Rondo is high on that list. This is a player that I've had, like, this sounds crazy, on and off relationships with for the entirety of his
Definitely that
career.
song wrong.
Give me Russell Westbrook, man.
I'm gonna go with one of the most electrifying point guards we've seen, Darren Williams.
Ooh,
Very
the
excited.
Missing
Facts.
double crossover.
Yeah, and how fast did he fall out of the league? Golly.
I mean, I only take that one little run with the Cavs.
Yeah, all you gotta do is play with LeBron if you want your career to end.
Oh my god. Or you might rejuvenate.
Yeah,
might
Depending on who you
rejuvenate.
are.
Rui Hachimura definitely looked rejuvenated.
Oh, we could jump into
Let's
that right now.
jump into that because out of all of the series so far, that's the one I'm the most sad about. Not that
Why?
the Lakers are winning because I don't care.
Oh, for the injury
It's
purposes.
the injury
Okay,
purposes,
I
right?
completely understand. I was streaming this game, and even when it happened, I'm like, bro, there's no. Even as a Laker fan, it's just I don't want to see this happening.
Yeah, you don't
'Cause
want to. You want to actually.
Because vice versa,
for-
I wouldn't want us to be in this series and then Anthony Davis goes down.
Which-
And
Which he almost did.
hey, he's been going down
And he
for like
probably
the
will
past,
again.
for like the past like 5 games. So
Yeah.
I'm giving him a lot of credit because he's playing banged up and he's staying on the court. Which
He reminds me of me.
Really?
in the sense that like
Any contact? Is
any
just like,
contact or any pain, I'm like, shit, this is the one. This is the big
Yes.
one. And I respect you, Anthony, for doing it on a national stage where you know people gonna judge you every time. Because like we had when we did that shootout in Cleveland for like the creator, whatever. I was dead tired, but I was like, I'm not gonna let the world see that I don't want to do this no more. Andy Davis is cool with sitting on the floor for 4 minutes, going to the locker room, whatever. No, he knows that he's got Data Davis as a nickname, Street Clothes as a nickname, and he doesn't care. And then he'll come out in a game where he said, I can't bend my arm, and still have a good game, 7 blocks, you know?
Yeah.
So I respect it. But I hate the fact that this series was already robbed a little bit with Steven Adams and Brandon Clark not being there. And now Ja, his x-rays came back negative, all of the things that come back negative. But there's videos of him in the locker room afterwards. He can't take his sock off with the hand. He said he can't make a fist.
bro, and it's
Like,
just like
it's
I-
bad.
Isn't
they-
it? It's shooting there too, right? It's
Yeah.
right hand. So that's
they
tough.
they were talking to him after the game, and bro, it was just how he was sounding and the rhetoric he was using. You could tell like he sounded like he was going through it. He was just like, man, at this point, with everything going on, and obviously he battled through this season, he's like, I just want to be out there for my teammates, and now this happens.
Yep.
And they was like, can you play through it or whatever like that? And he's like, it really comes down to pain tolerance and stuff like that, but I'm not going to, hurt my team. Obviously, like I want to be, the best of myself. So he's going through a lot. I'm wishing him luck. I'm wishing him, a speedy recovery, whatever he's got going on. It just hurts to kind of see an injury go down because it's looking like this was going to be a really good series.
Yeah, I do like Dylan Brooks' comments afterwards where he was like, let's see if Rui Hachimura can have a best game of his career again. I thought that was pretty
That was
interesting.
Desmond Bain.
That was Desmond Bain.
I thought that was Dylan Brooks.
That was Desmond
that was
Bain.
Desmond
The
Bain.
way
Talking his
Rui
trash.
played, I wouldn't be surprised if both they had said that because I was saying that myself. Yeah, I was not expecting. I was literally saying that like maybe we had to get Lonnie Walker into the damn game at that point because it's like, Rui he's not known as no 3-point shooter. Obviously,
No.
he's known as a mid range. So I'm like, they're giving him a lot of space to shoot that. Maybe we put somebody who could stretch the floor, but Rui came out and knocked him down.
Yeah, same with Austin Reeves. Austin Reeves had the ball in his hand a lot down the stretch
That
over
ain't
LeBron.
no-
LeBron
Rui-
didn't touch the ball, bro.
Rui is the news story. Austin Reeves been doing that.
True.
Austin Reeves has been doing
Hey,
that.
shout out to LeBron. Said, hey, the first day of training camp, he knew we had one of the
Typical LeBron.
best.
Hey, if you're 39 years old and somebody else can do it for you, wouldn't you let him do
For
it?
sure.
But to
But
say, on the
LeBron,
first,
LeBron is
round,
always,
this is
I
the-
knew from the very beginning.
Oh.
That
to
type
say
dude.
he knew the first day of training camp, Austin Reeves was going to be what he is now.
He must have
It's
known he played the game
hilarious.
the right way.
Yeah. And if he had that good of an eye for talent, they wouldn't have traded for fucking Russell Westbrook 2 years ago. But no, he just knew. No, but Austin Reeves was incredible, man. I love that they had him mic'd up. For him to be screaming in the mic saying I'm him is pretty it's pretty cool. It's also very 2022, 2023. I'm kind of done with the Timothy Chalamet,
Timothy is like,
Timothy.
I think Timothy is so funny.
It is funny, but I think it's run its course.
Yeah.
I feel like we should bring it back in like 4 years. Like I remember when what did Shea hit a game winner in DC and he put his Instagram caption as Hemi Carter because we've had a former president named Jimmy Carter, right?
Oh.
Right?
Yeah, Jimmy Carter. Yeah,
Okay.
I did a research phase something on him
Okay,
in
so
school.
that's confirmed. And then Stacey King said that Josh Giddey looks like Timothy Chalamet. They win that game. He go onto Instagram and call himself Timothy Chalamet. Like I think it's been done. I think it's done. But I think in that moment where you hit the three, when you throw the behind the back pass, it's like I understand that type of excitement and like, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Of course, we ain't never done anything on that level in the playoffs and the grand scale, but like you've had moments of your life where you was like, this is the best feeling of all time. And I'm
For
sure
real,
that's what
for
Austin Reeves
for
went
real.
through.
I mean, do y'all think the Lakers could duplicate this in some sort of fashion?
Yeah, I think the series is almost over. If Ja Morant
Ja
is at
Morant's not
8,
playing.
even if he's at 70%, I just don't see them winning.
I don't even see how you could play with a broken like a fucked up right hand.
Yeah,
If
it's
someone swipes at it, you're done.
even if it's his left hand, like just in general,
Okay,
hands
yeah,
in
yeah. And
basketball.
I don't know. Obviously, you guys had to see it about everybody talking about charges. Charges was a big topic the other night. And it's just like, first, I mean, I'll just guess like what's y'all opinions on it. I think it's kind of dumb that you would take out charges. The only
Yeah.
reason I could see like the slight rule change is just make it more like a staple that you need to have like at least a step or something to control yourself before somebody just, comes in there and tries to take a charge. Because It's all about control. I mean, that's the whole reason for it. You want to take driving lanes out and make people play in control. I think it's just really you have to give somebody that like initial step to at least like prepare themselves or gather themselves. You can't just be underneath somebody while they're already in the air trying to take a charge.
I don't think the charge will ever go away. I don't even
I
think
don't want
there's.
it to go
I don't
away.
even think there's a way to even like
And it really
fix it.
And it
Like,
really came up
people
in
are
the
gonna take
Bucks
charges
game.
anyway.
It came up in the Bucks game, and early in the first quarter, Giannis tried to take a charge.
Yeah.
Giannis was the one trying to take a charge in the
Yeah,
game.
Anthony
So,
Davis tried to take a charge. You had 7 blocks, dude. Jump, just jump. But no, I'm not against the charge. I can understand why people are saying it because
Yeah. This
on
can be a
one night
dangerous
we
play.
saw 2 major injuries on the
Definitely
charge,
dangerous.
but they're also freak accidents.
Yeah.
Like I mean, it happens, right? Joel Embiid also got injured on the charge attempt. This had to be two years ago now, a year ago now. So it happens, but more likely than not, it doesn't.
Yeah.
Like if you think about all the charges
All
that
the
are
charges
drawn
been
throughout the
drawn,
season,
yep.
and not even just the ones that are kind of discharged. We've seen a lot of blocks,
Yeah.
like blocking fouls that charges were attempted, and we don't see injury. So I think it is freak accidents.
It's just unfortunate that
You know,
it
the
was two
first
significant
most of
injuries
the
on
time,
one night.
most of the time when I see somebody like attempting a shot while going against a blocking foul or a charge, when they hit the ground, the first thing they be doing is looking to see if that shot went in. So I don't even think it's like I think it's a little overplayed in terms of like the dangerousness of it. Like like you said, how many players get hurt off of it,
Mhm.
but I could see it sometimes just like. Damn, that's a really tough play to step in front of a dude that's 6'11 or 6'10, 250 running full speed. But
Guess the top 5 charge drawers in basketball this season.
Kenrich Williams,
Kenrich Williams is number 4.
Kyle Lowry.
Kyle-
Well, I don't know about Kyle Lowry.
Kyle Lowry is not on the list. But
Alex
he
Caruso.
usually is.
Yeah,
Alex Caruso is not on the list.
Marcus Smart.
Marcus Smart not on the list.
Derek White.
Derek White not on the list. There's one dude that killed this statistic.
Pat Bev.
Pat Bev is on here. Pat Bev is 5.
Okay.
But there's one dude who killed this. He's a rookie, and after people were like campaigning for them to ban the charge, he quoted it with like a facepalm emoji.
Oh,
Was a rookie?
he's-
A rookie.
I don't.
Young team, one of the youngest teams in ball. Undersized center.
Alfred Sengun.
Nuh-uh.
Undersized center.
Undersized. He's probably not a center, but he
Jalen
plays center.
Williams.
J. Will led the league in
yeah, I did
charges
see
drawn
that.
by
Damn.
10.
Oh wow.
And then one of these dudes is the guy that caused Giannis to get injured. I don't know if we even want to say that. Who's Giannis' injury came because somebody stepped over. Who's the person that stepped over?
Who did Giannis run into? I don't remember.
He's been notorious for drawing charge his whole career. He's done it at an elite level. I want to look at. What'd you say?
Caleb Martin.
No. I thought you sounded like you was about to say the right name.
Help me out, Derek. Kevin Love.
Kevin Love.
Oh.
There you go.
Nigga had his best game as the Heat. He had his best game as the Heat. I think he hit some shots that even he was like, oh,
Here I go.
Yes, bro.
That's 2016 again. No, he played 14 total minutes in the both play-in games, and then in this one he had the best game. We gonna get to that series. I do want to stick with the Lakers one, and the one that y'all miss is Jalen Brunson.
Okay.
Oh, I wouldn't have thought about him either.
Yeah,
I mean, but Jalen Brunson makes sense. You know, you're not blocking no more. You're not
You're
blocking
6'1".
shots
Yeah.
at 6'1". So
So that's why you really can't get rid of the rule. It takes away the ability for guys like him to.
step over and make a
Yeah.
play. Yeah,
Kyle Lowry loses a lot of games if he can't draw charges.
yeah. He never get injured on a charge because he got the extra cushion. when
He got the
fall.
fire
Yeah.
height. Oh yeah,
Yeah.
he did.
That dumpy do help.
Yeah, I want to keep giving the Grizzlies a chance, but it's hard. It gets harder and harder. I do love that the DPOY, shout out to Jaren Jackson Jr., he won the award. It's been official. Shout out to him. How their game plan was like, okay, if you're going to have LeBron on me, we going to make LeBron work. And he had a great game offensively,
He did.
which is cool. I was listening to somebody, and they were saying that, like, if Ja Morant is not good enough to go, then they might as well just put Vando on Jaren so LeBron doesn't have to do anything defensively again. And then I think about that, and I'm like, yeah, the series is going to be over.
Yeah.
You know, and
Yeah.
I hate it because this is one of those series that, like, it was like a debate. Like, which one would you rather have? Anthony Davis and LeBron, or this young team that showed us for 2 years straight that they're about it. And now, because of all of the injuries, it seems like the Lakers are going to advance. Which, again, it's not a bad thing. It's just in the matter in which they're advancing
I
sucks
wonder how
as
this
a
gonna work too,
neutral
'cause
guy.
Triple J was killing us.
Yep.
Like it might have not even been a game unless he wasn't, having a game he type of was. But Vando was picking him up, especially when Ja was gone. Vando was picking up some, and he was still like he just seemed too big.
Yep.
He just seemed too big.
Even with LeBron on him, he was just and LeBron's like a solid post defender, and Jaren was still giving him those hook shots.
I was talking because I was watching this game on stream, bro. He was doing that 2K shit where he hit the drop step every time.
He got to give
He
it
was doing.
done.
They couldn't stop it. They could not stop it. So shout out to him.
All right, let's move on to the next series. Let's do Clippers Suns, man.
Hey, that series is good.
It's been so good. We got game 2 tonight.
Mm-hmm.
But Kawhi Leonard, bro, absolutely dominant on both ends.
Hey, you can.
No, game 2 is Thursday. No, Tuesday.
Yeah,
My
it's
bad,
tonight.
my bad.
It's tonight. Game
My
3
bad.
is Thursday, right?
Yeah.
If this is what we gonna get if he load manage, and it's been some time because he been load managing for a couple of years. As long as he's here in the playoffs,
It's worth it, right? That's
It's
what I
worth
kept
it.
thinking watching this game.
it's
They're like,
worth it.
all of the stuff that they've been through as far as is he playing, is he not, or in that one game against the Grizzlies where it was the second night of back-to-back and he played, but he didn't play the second half. He only played the first half. And I look at a performance like this where how many did he have? 38?
Yeah.
38. And I'm like, it's worth every single time he did not suit up. Especially because in that fourth quarter, what did Tyronn Lue do? He put Kawhi on Kevin Durant.
Yep.
And Kevin Durant did not touch the ball for 12 minutes, it felt like.
Kawhi was literally denying him so hard, bro.
Ridiculous. And that, again, that's what I was saying. That like you don't start your best player, your best defender on the other one. You let everything run its course. And then when it's time to really shut the faucet off, that's you put Kawhi on Kevin. And it worked.
It worked.
And boy, I'm just like, I mean, Kawhi Leonard for the last couple months has been incredible. I think it's been under the radar. Like when we did our All NBA teams, I was like, damn, it was kind of a flip of a coin that I wanted to add him, but I added Jaren because he had been so good. And he took that to a whole nother level. It is playoff Kawhi is a real life thing. And in the game where like they're in Phoenix, Kevin Durant and them are undefeated together.
Yep.
They did that thing.
They did. And I want to give a big praise to Russell Westbrook.
Absolutely.
For a guy who's known for like his body language could be bad if he's not playing offensively sometimes, and if he's not really scoring the ball, sometimes people are like, what is he really doing on the basketball court? Russell Westbrook showed his value. He was defensively, he was everywhere. He was getting offensive rebounds, getting them extra possessions. There was a time late in that game where the Clippers were literally extending their possessions constantly because Russell Westbrook was in the paint just grittying shit up. He wasn't even getting the rebounds sometimes. He was just like deflecting it, and then somebody on the Suns hit it out of bounds.
He causing havoc. I think he had like they had like 3 big offensive rebounds.
And in part, and it were all because of Russell Westbrook.
Yeah,
Like,
and those led to some threes. And it was crazy too. I was watching a lot of post game interviews, and it's just like they were talking about his performance. He's like, it just feels good to have my team that's like that still believes in me even when I'm not shooting the ball well. And I'm like, damn, I know exactly what that's about.
hey, they needed him. They needed everything that he did last night. Sure, you would want him to make some more shots, but for him to make himself still a very impactful player without the ball being in his hands, it's something you haven't seen in a while.
It is also crazy how because of first of all that play is one of the greatest plays of his career.
Oh, that block, the block, and
the last play on Book with the block and then throwing it off him. But if that play does not exist, then the conversation around Russ's performance is completely different.
It is.
Yeah.
When we look at the 3 for 19, and if they lost this game, then it's like, damn, why is he shooting so much or whatever. But since he made that play and then mucked it up and got some offensive boards, and he had the one shot that even the NBA didn't call it a shot. He airballed it and Plumlee caught it and dunked it. They gave Russ an assist on that. All of these things together in that last play made it so that you like, damn, Russ really did that. But if he didn't do it, then it's like, should they play him down a stretch in game 2? Like stuff like that.
He's the most polarizing player just ever, bro.
He's one of a kind. My tweet was he is a one of a kind player where 3 for 19 shooting night can end up being a good game.
Yeah.
That's crazy. No other person can shoot 15% from the field, and we be talking about it like, damn, there he go. He had free throws. He had some 2 clutch free throws down the stretch. He's a 66% three-point free throw shooter all season long, and he hit some clutch free throws. And he took the biggest shot of the game. He missed it, but they got the board, so it didn't matter. It's just a lot, and Russ deserves some love. I don't think he shoots 3 for 19 again this series.
No.
But he's also Russell Westbrook, so there's a
He
possibility.
might have a game where he have 8 turnovers and has like a big play to do. It's
Yeah.
just what he does. But
I'm just happy
He needs-
doesn't lose his confidence.
regardless, he needs to have some type of damn impact on the floor. And luckily enough for him, like he could do that without always shooting the best.
That
But-
energy that he had when he got that block was ridiculous. Like he yeah. Like
and then he did
that-
the showing his
yeah,
heart. Like I
that-
love that.
That is just something that you cannot coach or teach. Like that's just a passion for the game, and you did not see that at all with the other LA team. And now that was like that energy and that love is just something that the Clippers just need, and he's just embodying it, and it's just beautiful to see. This is probably the next chapter in Russell Westbrook's career, being like that energy, that motor, that like that Draymond Green type mode, like.
I mean, even
like that's the mode that he's probably about to
it
go
didn't
to.
end obviously well with LA, but he did that for us. That's when he was at his best, when he was coming off the bench as an energy guy,
Yeah.
opposed to like, you're Russell, go do Russell Westbrook things for us and take us to wins.
Let's talk about the other side because the Suns, as much as the Clippers won this game, the Suns lost it.
Yeah,
They were up by 8 points with 3 minutes left in the third quarter, and Monty Williams took out every start except for Devin Booker. And in those 3 minutes, every time Devin Booker touched the ball, they sent two at him because it was like, Torrey Craig will live, Jacques Landale will live. And then that 8-point lead, by the time those 3 minutes were up in the third quarter, was down to 0. It was a tie game going into the fourth quarter. And I think that Monty Williams got out-coached by 1,000,000 in game one.
Yeah, taking out all your starters is kind of like like I don't really,
especially when
you
you
always
have-
got to keep at least 2.
yeah.
I
when
think
you
so.
have
You have 4 of them.
the core of 4 that you do, it's almost no reason why you shouldn't be able to manage to at least have 2 of them out there.
Well, Aiden also really went on shit.
He was the weakest 18-8 game of all time.
Yeah,
Like you would look at the box score, like, oh, okay, 8. Like if you didn't watch this game, but if you watch, you knew that was a soft ass 18, and it's not good enough. He lost. He had more points than Zoo, but he lost the battle with Zoo.
yeah,
That's the way I saw it.
yeah. And
Every
Zubac-
single one of
yeah.
those shots
And
is
that's-
7 feet away from the rim, and I'm just like, at this point, we're in year 5, right, of his career, and I'm never expecting him to be show his strength. I'm just not.
And
I'm
he's-
accepting the fact that he's a floater
I-
guy.
Maybe Larry Market is just so different, but it's just like I can't underestimate somebody changing their scenery
True.
and just having that different type of approach, and just the way they play the game was a little bit
I
different.
just don't
'Cause
s-
he's a man child, bro. He's a man child.
I don't know. When I look at Aiden, I don't really see like a. I guess I could say the same thing with Laurie, but
Because again, Laurie
really
was
see-
totally different from how he's. Or,
Can you
know,
really
he was
see Aiden
totally
going to a different
from
team
how he
and
was
playing
with the
different?
Jazz.
I'm gonna Google one thing. I'm gonna type in DeAndre Aiden yelling, because I think you can tell a lot about a player when you see what they look like when they in that moment.
yeah,
Larry Marketing dunked on Vucevic in Chicago, and he flexed and yelled right into the camera. And you in that moment you could have saw that one day he was gonna have 100 dunks and whatever. I look up DeAndre Aiden. He look like he can do it too.
He do.
He's ripped as all hell.
A man
You cannot
child.
tell me that he's not. Well, actually, Zubac is built ridiculously too, but he should be able to do more.
Yeah.
That's all. Even if it's not even on the scoring tip, go get a fucking rebound,
Yeah.
man. Go get a rebound. He doesn't want the physicality.
which is kind of crazy because he's literally built like a guy who would want physicality.
I thought he was about to say built like an action
Action
figure.
figure.
Oh no, no.
We were at the zoo the other day, and there was a dude that was walking towards us. We were near the giraffes, and he was really well built, and he had a tank top
Oh, I
on.
know who you're talking about.
So you remember it too?
Yeah.
I was gonna say like just
Him and his
damn.
girl was like the same height.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I was gonna say, damn, he built like an action figure, but I didn't do it because if you didn't know the context, and it would have been weird as hell.
No, I got it.
Yeah.
I saw him.
The zoo was fun, man.
Yeah, the zoo was fun.
Very good, fun family trip between the Beechams and Darrick
You mean the Millers?
and the Millers. Yeah, I'm sorry,
Yeah, the
Beechams and the Millers. And back to the game. I would have loved to see more Kevin. Again, shout out to Kawhi and Tyronn Lue. They deny. But even then, he's Kevin. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Yes, exactly.
Like, if anything, give him the ball on the start of a new possession. Let him bring the ball up and do what he got to do.
I was saying that about what game were we watching where I was like, just give him the ball on the inbound because they're making it hard. Was it this game? Or I don't know. We were watching a game in a party. I was like, bro, just let him inbound the ball. But they're making it so hard for him to get the
It
ball.
might have been this one.
I don't remember, but we were
Yeah,
watching some
they
game.
were just denying him at all. And I think even on that last play with Devin Booker and him, I think he was getting also denied so hard. I think I want to say it looked like kind of Devin Booker looked at him for a second, like, they were kind of like talking, with their eyes, whatever. And Kevin Durant was like, "You got it."
Oh no, they were doing that to Kawhi as well. The
Uh-huh.
Phoenix Suns were denying Kawhi as well,
Mhm.
and I was like, bro, just let Kawhi bring the ball up.
Right.
Oh yeah, yeah. I mean,
So
yeah.
I think
I
this
think-
game is gonna be very tough. It's gonna be a very good game too. I think Kawhi Leonard's still gonna be Kawhi Leonard. I don't really think the Suns are really gonna do anything to really change that.
Mhm.
I don't know. This is gonna be a tough game to predict. I don't really know.
This is a Monty Williams revenge game / comeback game because Tyronn Lue coached circles around him. The one thing that Monty Williams did that was interesting was he started Torrey Craig over Josh Okogie because Torrey Craig was going to have the Kawhi assignment. But in doing that, he also had it that Josh Okogie did not play. He played 6 minutes. And I don't know if y'all remember when Josh Okogie was starting with Kevin in those 8 games or whatever, he was like damn near breaking offensive rebounding records from the wing position. He's their Josh Hart, if you will. Like,
Even if
he's
that,
that
he
type
was-
of player.
Even not even just the rebounds, but he was the best offensive player I've seen him be in his whole time in the league.
So he's got that where he didn't play. TJ Warren didn't play a single second.
which is very surprising.
Mhm.
TJ Warren is one of their best. This is literally their best scorer off the bench.
And they got no bench production. Landry Shamet played the most minutes off the bench, and it's like, okay, he got 2 breakaway dunks, but what else did he do? So I
Is
need
it a
Monty.
defensive thing? Is he trying to be defensive minded?
I don't look at Shamet and say that's the defender we want
Yeah.
over Josh Okogie. I think it is the opposite, actually. I think that Landry Shamet is more of a threat from beyond the arc, and it might open a game up for Kevin or Devin or whatever, and that was the idea behind it. But at this point, you just got to run your best lineup.
Yeah.
And I think Josh Okogie in there is the best lineup. And yeah, he's probably going to miss a lot of open 3-pointers, but you want him on the court because he's a player that mucks it up. He'll get in and get a steal, get in and get an offensive board, and give you an extra possession.
I would expect him to get that shot next, game. Even if it's not starting, they still have Torrey Craig starting. Josh Okogie had like 2 blocks during the season where he literally snatch blocked the game-winning shot.
I feel like
That was on a Paolo Banchero, so it's not
Yeah.
like, I'm looking at the side, but I'm giving him that shot.
I don't know. Those offensive rebounds might not be there. I feel like if they do that, they're gonna put Russ on him and let Russ roam a little bit. Russ is one of the best rebounding point guards of all time. So that may be a little tough.
The best. It's okay
Yeah,
to say
the
it for
best.
Russell.
Yeah, he's
Yeah,
that's
the
probably
best,
that.
yeah.
Do we count Magic? Because, I mean,
Yeah, Magic is point guard.
outside
probably
of
would.
Magic, he's the best rebounding point guard in the last 30 years. Is that the best way to say it?
That's fine with me.
I think he might be the best given the size difference. I'm
Yeah,
still
he's-
more
yeah.
Russ.
That's what I
Pound for
was
pound,
thinking.
inch for
That's
inch.
what I was thinking.
Yeah.
Heart for heart.
Heart for heart, no heart bigger. It's right there. His wife popped up on my TikTok For You page.
In a good sense.
Yeah. She was
Okay.
saying like day in the life of a road playoff game.
Mm-hmm.
And the number one comment on it was,
Oh, you talking about Russell Westbrook?
yeah.
Yeah, I saw,
saw
that
that
too.
one?
Yeah, I saw
The
that
number
too.
one comment was, "Is it true that Russ eats only lettuce?" Y'all remember that?
Yeah,
Yeah.
She did not respond or pin it or like it or anything, but I just thought it was funny.
he was eating waffles in that picture.
He did, and they
Oh,
looked
no,
like
pancakes or
they look-
pancakes or
it
waffles.
was a waffle at the bottom and a pancake on top of it.
Oh, that's what it was. Yeah,
Yeah.
I knew I saw both.
And it was only 2, so I was thinking like that had to be like some crazy protein
Yeah,
breakfast because it was 1 and 1. It wasn't like a stack of any. It was 1 and 1.
Are you?
And he was practicing his free throws, which came to fruition at the end of that
he was
game.
working out in some high school gym, I think.
This might be the series where I feel like I just don't know what's gonna happen
Mhm.
the most.
Yeah, I
Well,
would-
other than like the Bucks and the Heat.
I mean,
well,
yeah,
they
yeah,
did
yeah.
make it interesting.
yeah.
But you mean like of the ones that we've been
Yeah,
debating?
the ones that are
whatever.
like more of the competitive ones. It's
Uh-huh.
just like I feel like the recipe for the Suns is easy to figure out. Like, okay, obviously we need Kevin Durant to get more shots. We need to do this. We need to do that. It's like it's like obvious for them, but it also is like seems like the Clippers kind of. First of all, it was good getting this game 1 to get that confidence, but they kind of know like the keys to how to beat this team.
Yeah.
Yeah, no. When you beat a good team like this, it gives you like an extra or like a confidence. Kawhi Leonard ain't scared of nobody. We saw when he was going against the
Yeah.
Almighty Warriors in that Game 1 series where they were up 20 at halftime before Zaza put his fucking foot under his leg. So
Right.
Kawhi doesn't really care who
Bro,
he's
that
going
shit
against.
stopped the world.
I feel like Kawhi feel like he has a chance to win at any given moment, no matter who
Yeah.
he's going against.
Mhm.
So as long as Kawhi on the court, the series is
Also,
up in the air.
Yeah, and I think the Clippers got that advantage too when it comes to like just role player production. Like
Oh, they don't have a Norman Powell. Norman Powell was in his bag, bro.
Yes,
Norman
even if it's
Powell?
like even if because Eric Gordon started the game all 5 too.
Oh, for sure.
It's
Yeah.
just like even if it's not Eric Gordon shit, Nick Batum might do it. You know, I feel like they just have the type of the list of names that can do it rather than the Phoenix Suns. Phoenix Suns obviously got the two dudes that's gonna go they can give you 30 any night, 30 plus any night. I think it's really gonna come down to just the aggressiveness of Kevin Durant, and that don't even seem right. You know, I want Kevin Durant to be Kevin Durant. I feel like he's still been going through that gelling period. He's been saying it's just whatever, I'm spacing the floor, but he needs to be Kevin Durant
He needs 20 plus shot attempts.
easily.
A minimum 20.
Easily.
Gordon
Also,
with a triple double.
Yeah, he had the best pass and playoff game of his career according to the stats. But you know what I'm actually upset with?
what?
The amount of high pick and rolls between Chris Paul and DeAndre Ayton. Especially considering all the weapons they have now.
Mm-hmm.
I don't want to see Kevin standing for 2 possessions in the row because we want to give Chris Paul the opportunity to miss a mid-range jump shot because he's not hitting them this year.
Yep.
Like, I understand running them because
And
he's
that's
Chris
the thing.
Paul and it opens the game up, but like not multiple possessions in the row.
Mm-hmm. That's what I'm saying. He got to be aggressive for it because they was asking him like, is that like gelling period that you kind of was standing there, especially like late in the game? He's like, no, I just feel like I could space the floor of my team or space the floor for my teammates, and that's not what they brought him in there for.
Yeah.
You know, it's
You
like
could have kept McHale if you want to space her.
All right.
You're Kevin.
the way McHale been hooping, that might have not been a bad idea, but they brought Kevin Durant in here to be that guy.
Yeah. I
So-
also, that scares me a little bit, not even just for this series, but if they do get past the series, this is just a team that does not get to the free throw line, and they don't
Shoot a lot of mid-range
shoot-
jumpers.
They don't shoot threes. It is mid-range
Clippers
jumper,
are going to
mid-range
outshoot you
jumper,
with them threes.
100%.
If the Phoenix Suns is not taking
And they're going to shoot more free throws, too. They have
Mhm.
more people that are okay with getting that contact and stuff. So I think I picked the Phoenix Suns to win the Western Conference, and I know it's been one game, but I'm just like, ugh. I don't know if I love that prediction anymore.
Yeah, I mean, the way Kawhi played in that game 1, the way the Clippers can just muck it up and just make it tough. And, like, I don't think the Phoenix Suns want to play a tough, gritty game.
Mhm.
And that's what the Clippers are going to do.
And even if they do get out of this series, because I do believe that because Paul George is not playing, the Suns still have the overall advantage
For sure.
as far as talent goes, and I think they can go a long way. If they see Denver in the next round, Denver shoots a ton of threes. They're going to open the floor. They're going to get some free throw. Like, it's like,
Jokic is going to have Aiden in
Yeah,
foul
he not
trouble.
finna do
Yeah.
that shit.
And-
Aiden go do.
Yeah.
He gonna be
But
a whole different story to
Jokic
Aiden.
did say Ayton is the toughest defender in ball. That was like 3 years ago, I feel
He
like.
did say that.
But he did say it.
And that's because he has the
And
tools.
that's the biggest accomplishment on
he
DeAndre
has
Ayton's
the
book.
tools. It's just I don't know if he's always engaged, or
Yeah.
maybe
I
it's
don't even
just he's not
understand
him.
how Jokic came to that conclusion.
Maybe because he's so used to physicality and it's the one guy that does not use it. So it's like, damn, what do I even do if nobody's pushing on me? Nobody's scratching me? What the fuck am I supposed to do?
Like, I'm surprised he didn't say it was Draymond. Did he not want to give Draymond praise? Because Draymond does a great job
Probably
on
not.
Jokic.
You don't actually want to give your competitor a ton of praise, like especially if they got your number.
Who was it that just said Herbert Jones should be Defensive Player of the Year?
Paul George.
Oh,
was
yeah,
Paul
Paul
George?
George.
It was on podcast P.
Because I was saying, I mean, they're not really. That's not whatever. Like they're not enemies or nothing like that. So
Pretty good podcast though.
Yeah, no, I like
For it to
Paul
be
George.
brand new, it's pretty good.
Paul George is very talkative. Didn't know that.
I think that a lot we fall victim to this too. A lot of podcasts come in with like no run of show and no notes, and you can feel it. I feel like they have a document. All right, we're gonna talk about this. We're gonna do this, and then it flows very well when you obviously know the topics and stuff. But a lot of NBA player podcasts is like, well, I'm ex-player. As long as there's a microphone in front of me, people gonna listen. And I ain't saying no names because we do want to get people on the show. Speaking of that, Isaiah Thomas, I ratioed the fuck out of Isaiah
seen
Thomas
that.
yesterday. And he liked the comments. So I'm assuming that we're going to have Isaiah Thomas on this podcast one way or another.
When did he like mine? I don't remember. I didn't look. But I had commented.
I don't think he did. Now, shout out to
Shout out to our
Isaiah.
community, though. They will show out if you comment on the
Absolutely.
players' tweet and say, come on the pod.
We just need to start.
before
I just
you
need to
guys
shoot our
tweeted them,
shots.
people were already tagging like through the Wire podcast.
I saw
don't remember.
Darrick's tweet. And I was like, okay, let me boost that as well.
Mhm.
But I don't know. I don't know if he was like, oh, going through the wire.
Because a lot of times when people say that or people tweet it out, I always be getting like those tags of like, yeah, get on their podcast.
Because I think I saw it like immediately when he, like, I just refreshed.
you got
and
them
it was
on.
there.
You got them on notice.
No, I don't.
Have IT on notice as well.
Yeah, that
I
would
think
be
the only
wild.
player I have on notice is Kevin Durant. Just
And that
'cause-
makes sense because he deletes half his tweets.
Well, and it's just because he's entertaining.
He's an entertaining guy.
Like he may just be going at it with someone on Twitter and you might miss it.
I don't think I have a single NBA player. I have Woj Shams.
He has Woj Shams.
I think I have
KD.
NBA Central.
I don't have NBA Central, but
I
I have
have
like
Jeff
the sneakers.
Passon, and then MLB The Show now, so I can know when they
MLB
drop
the show.
new
Get
stuff.
your game head ass.
So Isaiah Thomas tweeted, "I need to hop on some podcasts so I can talk that talk or start my own." He got 6,000 likes. I just replied after, "We'd gladly have you on." It got 11,000 likes.
Damn.
I dimmed have doubled his likes, and then he also liked it. So again, shout out to our guy Joel from Pick a Side. He gonna comment. Oh, is this the real him? Wait.
It's the burner.
It's the burner.
Oh.
Never mind. That gets me, bro. He's got the same
I
profile picture,
unfollowed
the
him.
name. I didn't follow him to start off with.
I had accidentally followed him because I
'Cause you
thought it was the
the
real
real one?
Joel.
Hold on, now I
Because
gotta
I
look at
had
the
tweeted
profile
him.
picture real quick.
I was like, bro, why? I was like, why do you have a different account? And he was, then the real Joel commented on it, was like, that's my burner. And I was like, oh shit, I'm just all over the place.
Hell no, bro.
Shout out to IT, man. We love to have him on.
Yeah.
IT is a bag guy. You know, he likes to talk about bags.
Okay.
So I think there could be interesting conversations revolving around that.
You talking about like bag on the court?
Yeah, like he will say, I'm not gonna put words in his mouth, but like he values the players with a deep bag
Oh, yeah,
more than
no,
like
for
sure.
overall
My favorite- My
consistent
favorite
type.
quote he had is when he was like, man, don't act like I ain't give y'all favorite point guard. I ain't go out there and bust y'all favorite point guard ass and
Yeah.
give them 30.
Yeah.
Like he used to do like, bro, it's crazy to think the man was 5'9" out there doing like insane shit.
Yeah.
The man was the focal point of an offense in the NBA at his size. You know how hard
His
he was
story is
getting
so
the-
crazy, bro.
Yeah, it is. It's well, in which part of the story?
Just I think the whole
the whole
journey.
entirety.
The whole
Yeah.
journey, being the last pick in the NBA draft, literally Mr. Irrelevant, and then
You know-
going on to Sacramento, making a little bit of noise, and then going here before he ultimately blossomed into an All NBA player. Where I think he was 4th or 5th in MVP that season. Obviously, playoffs came around. He lost his sister, and then he played through that and had one hell of a
Yeah,
game.
he came back and had
It
a
was
hell of a
so
game.
like that. His whole story is crazy,
You know,
man.
another part of like that kind of run, because after that, I remember he went to Cleveland, and it was something about this before the season started. We
The
were looking at the
Kyrie
roster.
trade.
The Kyrie trade,
He'd be like, bro,
Kyrie and Colin Sexton
he's like,
trade.
how the hell we let them get Isaiah Thomas on this team? Now they got LeBron. Remember they got Derrick Rose. They
Derrick
had
Rose.
Dwayne
They had
Wade on
Dwayne
that
Wade.
team.
They
He's
had,
like-
ESPN graphic of like their potential starting five. You're like, damn.
And then they was all gone by the
Yeah.
halfway through the season.
That
Then that team
deadline
went to
was
the
crazy.
finals.
Then they went to the finals. Yeah. Jordan Clarkson ended up on that team eventually.
Yeah.
That's when they had. Who else did they have? Did they have Rodney Hood on that
Yeah,
team?
Jose
Rodney Hood was on
Calderon.
that
Rodney
team.
Hood
No,
on
you
that
could
team.
just say a player and
Yeah.
he ended up on that.
Jose
team, bro.
Calderon was there.
Yeah,
Fucking-
they did like 7
I can't
trades at the
believe-
deadline, bro.
I had so much faith in that Cavs roster, and I was like, bro,
We just
I
didn't
just
know-
overhyped them.
We just didn't know how bad IT's hip was.
Yeah.
His hip had gone so far left. Where like you look back on that trade, you got Kyrie Irving for Isaiah Thomas on the bad hip. You gave up a pick that eventually again ended up being Colin Sexton, if I'm not mistaken. Crazy trade for the Celtics. You know, obviously that didn't work out because now Kyrie's stepping on Lucky and shit. But in the moment, you're like, man, yeah, this team ended up with, hold on, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 23 players suited up for this team throughout the year.
Damn.
That's can you name all 23?
Well, for Isaiah
So Derrick
Thomas,
Rose,
Derrick Rose,
D-
Isaiah
Dwayne
Thomas,
Wade, Kevin Love,
Dwayne Wade, Kevin Love,
Tristan Thompson,
Tristan Thompson. Say LeBron.
LeBron,
Okay,
James.
LeBron.
Jose Calderon,
Jose Calderon.
Matthew Dellavedova. Or was he gone at that
Matthew
time?
was not on. Deli was not on this team.
Jay Crowder.
Jay Crowder was.
Jay Crowder.
He was on the team,
was
but
on
he
the
got
team.
traded.
Yep.
He got traded to, I think, like Jazz or something.
Yep, that's 8 players.
JaVale
You
McGee.
said Jordan Clarkson?
Wasn't JaVale on his team as well?
Rodney Hood.
JaVale McGee was not. Rodney Hood and Jordan Clarkson were.
Did they have any more?
That's on y'all. Y'all not even halfway there. That is crazy. Y'all just want the rest.
Yeah.
Okay.
We're missing.
Channing Frye.
Oh,
We
shit.
should
Jeff
got him.
Green.
Richard Jefferson.
Jeff Green.
Rich Jefferson was gone by
Oh,
this point.
shit.
George Hill,
Okay.
John Holland,
Oh, wow.
Cal Korver, Jetty Osman, Perk.
Holy shit. I
Perkins
remember
was on his team?
Yeah. Year 13 for Perk, boy. London Paredes. Don't even recognize that name.
I would not have guessed Perkins was on this team.
Did y'all say D
I
Rose?
remember Perkins. I want to say
Gary Harris? No.
D Rose
Oh, D Rose. Yeah, we did.
Yeah, we said D Rose
and Ante Zizic.
I ain't say no Zizic.
Yeah.
I kind of remember. I don't remember if Perkins was actually playing all right or if he was just playing all right for Kendrick Perkins checking into the game.
Well,
Has
Michael,
Perkins ever played all right?
damn.
He's all right.
Damn, Perk, you gonna let him do that? How many games did Perk play on this roster?
3.
One.
One.
He played
Didn't
a
they limit-
singular game, bro.
Damn.
He played once, and I want to figure out was this like last game of the. This is the
No,
last
yeah,
game of
'cause
his NBA
I-
career,
Damn.
and it happened the last game of the season. They
Oh,
said, "Here, Perk, go play. We need somebody to soak up
He might have been
minutes."
a little weak, but you gotta watch out. You know he'll come check that temperature.
Guess the stat line.
His last game,
Last game of his NBA
8
career.
points, 4 rebounds,
5 points.
Too high. Too high.
0.
2 points,
3 points.
3.
3.
He had one basket and a free throw. Not nail one though.
Big Perk.
He had more assists than rebounds. Playmaking Perk.
Look
He
at
also
you.
had a turnover and a foul. So
Did he play a lot of minutes?
14 minutes.
Oh.
That's kind of OC because Jordan Clarkson played 6 minutes this game. John Holland played 40 minutes. This is the last game of the season.
Holy
You know how people
shit.
just be rolling the ball out. Let's get through this. But LeBron did end up playing in this one though. He played 10 minutes.
Oh.
It was a check-in. This team sucked.
You know that team made it to the final.
They made it to the finals, bro.
That just shows how good LeBron was.
LeBron was
Did
Just,
y'all-
they did get swept now, but they made
Before
it.
I think I seen it like as we would come to the podcast or whatever. But I think I want to say it was like DeMar DeRozan said he would have done what Kawhi had
Yeah,
did
he
if
did.
LeBron wasn't in Cleveland or he didn't like take them out every time.
Oh yeah, okay. I thought you were talking about the quote that Stephen A. had yesterday,
What was that?
which was DeMar DeRozan would have won that championship with the Raptors if
No.
Kawhi wasn't there.
That is the quote.
Oh, it's the same
Okay,
quote?
maybe
Yeah.
okay, maybe it was Stephen A. Then maybe it wasn't DeMar, but
He ain't say that when I was on, because I would have corrected that shit very quickly. Like, stop, man. He was no way.
Yeah. Kawhi was a different monster, man.
Different beast.
Are there any
Um,
other series we haven't talked about?
Absolutely. We ain't talk about
The Nuggets, we
the
definitely.
Nuggets. Oh yeah, we can talk about that. And we said we giving every series 1 minute. Here's our 1 minute. Jamal Murray looked good. First playoff game since the bubble. So
Michael
shout out
Porter
to
Jr. be torture.
him. Rudy Gobert's bad.
And Cat. Wasn't
You were
really
very
impressed.
disappointed in Cat watching this game. I remember we were in the
Yeah.
Discord.
Cat was just so disappointing.
Yeah.
For a guy who is supposed to be in conversations with Joel and Jokic, this is not there.
Are we off them times
Yeah.
though?
Yeah, I'm past
I'm not
it.
even saying about you.
He
I'm just
had
saying like in
two
general. I feel
very
like we're
good
kind of like
playing
off
games.
those times.
Yeah. Well, it's not a consensus. He's third
Mhm.
anymore. Like you can make an argument for Sabonis being third because I
Yeah.
think he was third this year. You can still make the argument for Bam, even though he's been
He's been underwhelming.
underwhelmed. Thank you. It used to be Cat was 3, and some people
Don't
had
forget
Cat
day
at
to
2.
day. Don't forget day to day.
Yeah, I still in my mind haven't transitioned Anthony Davis to a center.
Oh,
He is a
yeah.
center.
plays
He is a
center.
center. So you're
is.
absolutely right. But in my mind, he's still a 4 for some reason.
Yeah.
But he absolutely is the center. So Anthony Davis is better at this point. So it feels like you can have a conversation about Cat being like 4th at the most, maybe 5th,
Mhm.
and then you can convince yourself that Cat is like number 8 if you really wanted to.
Yeah.
You know.
It's gotten to that point, man.
But I don't. You know what? I don't think that's too bad. I feel like that comes with a little bit of ups and downs because I feel like we kind of used to say the same thing about like Kyrie Irving in terms of like he can be one of those dudes that's a top player, but sometimes you can, like you said, convince yourself that maybe it's a couple more guys you will take ahead of him. But those type of players, I think you just kind of find like your rhythm. You
Mhm.
know, maybe this Timberwolves team is not where he finds that, but it's just like I think that also just comes with time.
Well, he also just doesn't want to bang with Aaron Gordon. So the man's just shooting threes. Well, I guess that Thunder series, he was getting the ball, getting downhill, getting to the basket. Now he's just like,
I've seen him bang too before. I've seen him bang with Draymond Green before.
Well,
So it's not like
Cat has a skill set to post up, hit three. He's literally one of the bigs that can literally do it all.
Mhm.
And then some.
Generational offensive bag for a center.
Yeah. Now he's. I don't know when you introduce physicality to him, like a guy like Aaron Gordon, he kind of like shays away from it.
Mhm. And I've been liking it a little bit too far this playoffs. It's been seeming for sure like the refs are letting a lot of these calls play, a lot of these players play.
Yeah.
I think they have times where it's like a quarter or something where they call a lot of stuff, but for the most part, they're letting them get as physical as they need to.
Yeah. I like the short whistle, not the short whistle, the long whistle. Like they're just letting them play physical and just like muck it up a little bit. I like it.
There's one clip. of Julius Randle trying to get like an offensive rebound,
Oh,
but
Evan
Evan
Mobley.
Mobley.
Oh, on the free
It is-
throw?
yeah,
Yeah.
this literally
Yeah.
looks like fucking apes just tossing each other.
Yeah.
It's just like, bro,
He literally.
I
Like,
don't know if I could
boom.
be.
Little kid.
He might have
threw
threw out my shoulder. If that
Yeah.
was me trying to do that.
Let's talk about that series though, because the
The Knicks took game one.
Knicks took game one.
Man.
took
Shout out to
home
Jalen
court
Brunson.
advantage.
This is a gritty ass series, right?
Yeah.
Donovan Mitchell tried to single-handedly win them this game.
I was extremely disappointed in the Cavs.
Yeah.
I'll be honest with you. The Knicks are like the second best offensive rebounding team in basketball. So the fact that they went on the glass and killed it is not. It should not be a surprise to anyone.
But you have a great front court in Mobley and Allen.
You
where
have
they-
the bigger front court, and neither of those guys are notorious for being box out guys. They're like, we gonna out jump you because
Out-jump
we're
you.
7 foot and we're hella athletic. This is not one of those series where you can do that because it's not Mitchell Robinson, it's not Julius Randle, it's Josh Hart
Josh Hart
coming
with
from a
double.
3-point line and getting it, And I think that the
RJ Barrett
offensive
even had a few
rebounding,
offensive rebounds.
it was huge throughout
Yeah.
the game. I mean, the closing moment of the game was an offensive rebound by the Knicks, and you're
Yeah.
not going to win basketball games that way. We also saw a lot of jitters from Evan Mobley. He missed a million layups at the rim. You could tell that Darius Garland
Darius Garland missed a lot of bunnies.
was like he missed a mid-range jump shot. They got the offensive board, kicked it right back, same spot. He missed it again,
Yep.
and it's like that's a shot he makes. So I was disappointed in the Cavs, but I was also really impressed with Tom Thibodeau's managing of the team. And somebody that watched Tom Thibodeau here in Chicago, playoff time is like, Luau, you got 45 minutes to play tonight, and you better do good. And in this one, nobody's played over 33 minutes.
Which
Yep.
is very surprising.
He did have foul trouble from Jalen Brunson that prevented him from playing a bunch of minutes. And then Julius Randle's coming off his injury, so maybe that played a part. But I think that the Knicks are so deep that you can afford to not have to have a dude play 40-plus minutes.
Yeah, Hardenstein came in and gave him great productive minutes.
Great productive.
I was
like-
gonna say because for the Cavs at least they do have the bigger front court, but they damn near gonna have to play the whole time. You
Yeah.
know, you take one out, especially if you have just Emo out there. He's obviously gonna be a little bit undersized for just that main center spot, and you have people like Obi Toppin coming in, who's
Built.
who's gonna be in Isaiah Hardenstein, like you said. They kept putting the pressure on the glass, and I think that's the Nick way to that's the Nick way to win things is by doing all the little shit. And so I
Yeah.
think that's the thing you take away from this. Like, we won this game how we supposed to. Obviously, we have some players that can play better, but we did what we supposed to do.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I
I
like
think that- yeah.
Jalen Brunson late took over.
Yep.
Had some nice little mid-range jumpers late in the game. So Jalen Brunson is going to be Jalen Brunson, man. He's amazing.
Which is dope because I didn't know what to expect from him and Julius. Both of them are coming off injuries going into the playoffs. And it was one of the reasons why I picked the Cavs to win the series because, like, Julius Randle was a questionable going into
Yeah.
the game. We're like, okay, this is game one, and we don't even know if he's going to play. He did. He had a good well, he was good.
Yeah.
Maybe not the potential
Great.
All-NBA player that he
Yeah.
might be this season. Again, he coming off a big ankle injury. So I was really impressed with a lot of the stuff. And the one thing that we saw is how deep they were because when the Cavs have one of the dudes go to the bench, one of the centers is Dean Wade. He's just not good enough.
Yep.
Ricky Rubio and Dean Wade play like 9 minutes together. And they just can't. You cannot
They had-
have those dudes on the court together.
They had Isaac Okoro. Who was it?
He shot
Dean
0 for 4
Wade.
from 3, by the way.
Yeah, he's not
And
playing
it's
like
one
regular
more
season
person I'm
Isaac.
missing, but it's just like the threes that they needed from their small forward. I think they went
Say
0 for 8.
Karras?
Karras is one I was missing, but they went 0 for 8 from 3. You just really can't have that happen when Donovan Mitchell is trying to literally. I expect Donovan Mitchell to do that every game.
Yeah.
At this point, but
But
obviously,
even like late in the game, the defense, he was forcing turnovers, getting it. Like he was literally doing everything that he
You
possibly
just
can.
need the same shit in Utah. The same shit that happened in Utah. You
Yeah.
just need a little bit of help, which I'm expecting Darius Garland to obviously pick it up. Evan Mobley, I'm not demanding a crazy offensive game. You just expect them to be better, but you do need those like timely threes from role players for sure.
Series is on the line tonight.
Yeah,
You do not go down 0-2 when you had home court advantage and win the series.
Mhm.
I'm sorry. It just doesn't happen.
unless you're the Clippers.
Was that the bubble?
Yeah, I'm pretty
Yeah,
sure.
I'm pretty sure it was.
Because
Wait.
because
Or was it the year after the bubble?
No. I think the Clippers couldn't have fans, but Dallas could have fans. It was at that time, yeah.
Okay. Because Texas was kind of the wild
Yeah,
west.
where they allowed
during
fans,
COVID.
but yeah, the Clippers didn't. So it was like, I guess, kind of the
I
bubble.
went to one of those I went to the playoff game that Kawhi tore his ACL against the Jazz. I was at that game.
Oh, you were?
Yeah, I was
Oh.
at that game. Who was I with though?
I forgot Kawhi tore his ACL.
Was I with HOH? I think I was with HOH that day. But why would I be in California with HOH?
we're doing like courtside stuff.
No. I was just in the building. But I 100% was with HOH because Drew was with me. I don't remember why
Oh.
we was there. Saw Bill Simmons there, and then we saw Bill Simmons again the first day of the NBA regular season this year, where we went on our tour.
Oh, we did?
Bill Simmons was walking into the arena next to us, and I ain't say nothing, but I was like, "Oh, this Bill."
Oh, yeah, I do remember us seeing him.
Yeah, that was right after our live show. We was like, my
Yeah.
adrenaline was still pumping like fucking crazy.
With Jamal Crawford.
Yeah, that was.
That was a dope ass time.
I can't wait till our next live show. It's always fun doing live.
Shout out to Jamal, man.
Shout out to Jamal.
I'm
for real.
excited to go to Toronto.
Toronto's gonna be a good time, man.
Yeah, no.
Hey, and none of the players in the playoffs, we need to have one of them on the show.
Facts. But you think they stay there for the offseason?
Some of them probably.
Maybe. Yeah. Anything else? I mean, the Cavs. I think the Cavs Knicks could have its own 20-minute segment, in itself. But I'm really thinking about what the potential changes both coaches are going to do for Game 2.
Mm-hmm.
And next time we talk, I mean, they would have had Game 2 and Game 3 by Saturday, right?
Man, I feel like you just kind of expect a better game from Mobley and a better game from Garland. And
expect a better game from RJ. RJ was a nothing.
yeah,
I mean,
RJ
he can't
Barrett.
get much worse.
man, RJ
Right?
Barrett is tough, man.
Yeah.
Because sometimes it just seems like he's not really doing much on the court. But I mean, defensively he was fine. He had 4 steals. He was doing that part of the
Yep.
job. But offensively, he's just not a
2 for
top
12 from
top
the
2
field.
pick.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
I think he was third.
I mean, that already says one
yeah.
thing.
John Zion was. Yeah.
If there's games where you feel comfortable without closing out with him, that kind of says just a lot.
Yeah, when Thibodeau wants to play Josh Hart over you, it's tough.
Yeah, but I mean, I can't be mad because Josh
Yeah,
Hart
Josh
was
Hart's
that
amazing.
guy.
Josh Hart hit the game closing 3.
Yep.
So
Got the game closing rebound too. Like he was everywhere for them.
if
So
RJ's in the game, that probably doesn't happen. I'm sorry.
yeah,
So
I still
that's probably the only thing. I think Donovan Mitchell's probably gonna take it to a whole nother level. We know he can go to another level. He played good, but we know there's another level of what Donovan Mitchell can do.
yeah.
Is
So-
it? Yeah, I'm trying to think. Like, is just him? Because he's a guaranteed 30 plus now.
Yeah.
Like,
I
a
think his
literally
line was
guaranteed.
31, and I took it without really thinking about it.
Mm-hmm.
Like
It's playoff Donovan.
Give me that. Yeah, give me
Yeah.
that.
You expect he's one. There's very few players you can put playoff term on,
Mm-hmm.
and Donovan's one of them.
Can we go through that list? Who? So we got
Kawhi,
Kawhi,
Donovan.
Wait,
Rondo.
Say that one more time.
Oh,
a player that you put playoff in front of
'Cause
and,
they
like, hit-
elevate-
They elevate.
Rondo.
LeBron,
Oh
Jimmy
yeah,
Butler.
Rondo is a different player.
Playoff Jimmy. We still ain't talked about that series.
But Jimmy
Playoff
did
Jimmy's
get
real.
swept.
True.
It
But I feel like
happens.
all of these people are gonna have moments where it's like a down. I mean, the Jazz blew a 3-1 lead to the Clippers that didn't have Kawhi.
Yeah, but
So-
was that because of Donovan though?
No.
Yeah,
But still, I mean, he had to play some part. He's a star player of the team.
yeah, that's true.
So nobody's track record is perfect.
Mhm.
You know,
Yeah.
even LeBron, who we expect to take his game over, still has X amount of finals losses. So, and then
I would
also
say
Playoff Draymond.
Iggy.
Iggy's a full-time podcaster now, man.
Yeah,
Shout out to the Point Forward, I guess. Full-time podcaster. I
but
ain't mad
Iggy
at him.
normally played much better in the playoffs.
Yep.
You know what?
Clay, maybe Klay Thompson. Oh no,
He just got game.
He got
6.
game 6.
I'm trying to remember, are we forgetting somebody who just be like, oh snap, here come? I think Rondo's a very good example. Rondo
Yeah.
throughout the history of his career was like, I'm going here when playoffs
Rondo
start.
had the Bulls up 2-0 against
Before he
the
broke
Celtics.
his hand. Yeah. Yeah, I'll never forget
That's
that
because
series.
you know how we did like that draft or whatever. We took the teams and like for wins.
Mhm.
I felt like we could have done that same shit. Maybe we could do it for like the second round where you draft players. So obviously, if you think a game's gonna go like you think it's gonna go 7 games versus getting swept, you're probably gonna take that player because he's gonna score more points.
Right.
So I was feeling like we could do like another draft like that.
I would
That'd
be
be pretty cool.
Actually, I got statistics, y'all, that tell you who deserve to have playoff next to their name.
How do they base this? Just off
Playoff
jump?
numbers probably.
Looking at their regular season numbers versus their postseason
I'm
numbers.
guessing Jordan's at the top of this.
Let's see. The person that increased their points per game more in the playoffs is Dirk.
Oh wow, That
Playoff
makes
Dirk.
that makes sense.
4 points more in the playoffs than the regular season.
Mm.
Rebounds is also Dirk.
Wow.
Damn.
Assist, it's Mike Conley. I'll be
Wow,
putting
I'm
playoff
surprised that wasn't
Conley.
Rondo. I'm surprised it wasn't
It's
Rondo.
not Rondo on assists. Steals is Bradley Beal. Blocks is Dwight Howard. Whatever. So those are our playoffs. Rondo do got the numbers though.
I was gonna say
He jumps up a little over 3 points per game. His rebounds jump up 2. His assists jump up 0.5.
which is also kind of impressive because he's already averaging so much.
Yeah.
And
So it's
Rondo
like-
in himself in this quote says, "There is no such thing as playoff Rondo." Shut up. Let us have fun. You know, it is a such thing as playoff Rondo. Let's get to this. Might be our last series. The Miami Heat stole Game 1 in Milwaukee.
I loved it because Jimmy Butler came out immediately. You could tell like he was locked in.
It
Yeah.
felt like a different vibe from Jimmy than playing Jimmy. This
Mhm.
felt like I'm here, Jimmy. Like, and it felt like he smelled blood in the water too once Giannis went down.
Giannis was down.
Like, and it didn't matter that Drew Holiday was guarding him. Jimmy was still getting to wherever he wanted on the court and just getting to the basket, shooting mid range jump. It was a nasty game from Jimmy, and I just love to see that, man. But you do still want more from Bam, I think.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, he had a lot of buckets. Is like, damn, that's tough. Because he was taking
Yeah.
like mid range, the same mid range I was talking about. Like he needs to add those mid range. He was taking like fadeaways from like 6 feet away in front of what was it like Brooke Lopez or just whoever was in his face. He's taking tough fadeaways. And it's like I don't know if he could do that every single game.
Yeah.
You know
I
what
do
I'm
like the
saying?
game from Chris Middleton. Chris Middleton was out aggressive.
Yep.
He played like an elevated version that we haven't seen this season so far. So I am happy for that. So I guess there is something positive to take away from this. But no update on Giannis yet. So we still
I think
have
they
to
said
look it up.
he's questionable, like he can play, or it was optimism that he could play for game 2. I want to say.
I'm not really worried about Giannis for this series, but I'm thinking for the grand scheme when you need to win 16 games, having him have to deal with a booty bruise for the entirety of the playoffs is not a good sign.
No,
Yeah.
for real.
It's
especially for a physical guy like that.
yeah, where he's
At the-
posting people up all damn day and stuff like that.
Yeah, I mean, it goes back to you remember the year that they won it. He was battling a real bad injury too.
he
right?
had hyperextended his knee.
Yeah, and then came
Messed up
back
his
and
knee. He
dropped
was like, I don't know
50.
how to. So it's just like he might be going into that LeBron territory where he might just be able to pull that shit off.
Yeah.
you know. So we're gonna have to go see.
Our guy Brady Hawk put together this whole thread of tweets showcasing how Jimmy Butler was used
Mhm.
in that game, like before Giannis got injured and after. And it's a really good thread to just see the variance in the offense of the Miami Heat, who were dead last in points per game this season, but in this will put up 130, I think 130. They shot the 3, very great. And you think that they had the momentum and they could potentially sneak an upset, and then Tyler Hero breaks his fucking hand, and now he's out
Yeah.
for the entirety. Oh no, he'll be back in time for the finals. So
4 to 6 weeks.
they got to get to the finals.
They're gonna need some more games from Kevin Love, how he played in game 1.
Oh God, because
And I don't know if you could count on that.
Yeah, no.
But no, the Heat shot the ball just so well, and you can't really expect them to do that, every time. But I am expecting Jimmy Butler to have, like, I'm telling you, in the way he kind of came out, it was just more so like he knew he played kind of trash in those playing games. So he was like, you know what, this is, like you said, I'm locked in tonight.
It might end up being a more fun series than I anticipated. This was one of those series.
Mhm.
Yeah, because Giannis was just like the overwhelming.
Yeah, I just felt
He
like
just
it
put
was
it
going
over the top.
5 at the most, and it still might go 5 at the most. I don't know, but
I'm
he
expecting
showed
a
us a
Brook
little more.
Lopez game because obviously you want to prepare for a little bit more, and it's just like Giannis got hurt, but he was doing a lot of his damage just like standing at the 3-point line.
Is
And
that
he-
game tonight or is that tomorrow?
It's
Um,
tomorrow.
Yeah, I
We
think
at
got,
least-
we got the other born game tonight.
At least he has a little bit more of a wiggle room to like rest and recover and like
Mhm.
get the proper treatment that he needs. So he's probably gonna play tomorrow.
Yeah,
And if he's playing tomorrow, then it's probably GG's.
yeah, I hope so for the sake of the NBA.
for real.
But
yeah,
you-
because if he doesn't play it, this series is gonna be extended way longer than the Bucks want it to be.
it feels like every playoffs, one really, really good player gets injured. You know, it's unfortunate, but it
Yeah.
feels like it's just a part of the game. And I'm
But
hoping
the Heat, unfortunately, just that Tyler Hero hit is gonna be
It's
terrible.
huge,
That's
bro. It's
That's like
huge.
50% of their offense right there, literally. So I don't. It's gonna be a struggle, but I guess like you said, you got Jimmy locked in, and he's not on that really coast
Someone
that he
on
does
TV
during the regular season.
Someone on TV said that the Tyler Hero loss is bigger than the Giannis loss to the Bucks.
It's Reggie Miller said that.
Oh, Reggie
I think
did
that's
it.
maybe true for the series, but for overall, hell no.
I think
No, I
what
don't think
he's
it's-
saying has some
It has
truth,
some truth,
but
I,
it's just worded back poorly.
I think it's more so like the Bucks are more of a complete, or like you trust the Bucks roster
Yeah.
without Giannis more than you do without.
Exactly.
Yeah,
Tyler Hero.
that's what he's trying to say.
That's the point he's trying to
You
make.
know,
But
and so,
just
yeah, I
the
get that.
optics just don't sound like if you reading that quote, it's like, what the fuck is he talking about?
Mhm.
But when you really think about it, I mean, it's true. I mean,
Yeah.
Tyler Hero for a team that's already not good on offense held a big burden on offense, and now
Yeah.
they got to replace that. Where like
It's Duncan Robinson.
who had
I
a
don't
good
know.
game?
I don't know who the hell taking them.
But like Giannis being out, like you could still convince yourself if Giannis missed game 2 that the Bucks are gonna win. Still,
Yeah.
you know they have that type of depth, and they've been doing that when Giannis has sat throughout the season. So I understand what he's going with it. It's just, you know, I'm more thinking about the full. Got to win 16 games if Giannis is dealing with this injury the whole time. So
Yeah, because you don't want to have to deal with an injury going against the Celtics.
at all,
You need to be 100%.
or maybe the Knicks or the Cavs too, because both of those teams could make some. I think they both have the tools to make it a series, even with Giannis. But if Giannis is dealing with some bigger injuries, it's like, oof.
Yeah.
Oh, it's New York making it to the conference finals, dog. Like that's what you start thinking about.
I've
So-
seen some teams that don't deserve it make it to the conference finals.
Yeah, for sure.
Plenty of time.
You saying the Knicks don't deserve it though?
I'm just saying,
Get on his ass.
out of the top teams in the East, they're not the team that's probably making it. You know, all healthy.
I mean, you're not probably wrong. They still got to make it out of this series. So I don't
We
think.
can't. We not expecting you to be here next spot with your Kings hoodie on,
No,
or not your Kings with your Knicks hoodie on.
I would never own a Knicks hoodie.
You had a Knicks T-shirt somewhere.
I caught it at the arena.
Yeah, you did.
I gave it to my girlfriend. Though.
Oh, okay.
She wears it, so she's a Knicks fan, I guess.
Look at her.
She's a Knicks fan, I guess. That's all it takes. You just throw it on.
You can give a girl any shirt, and they're gonna wear it.
Yeah.
I'm trying to have a kickback for my birthday on the 6th. Y'all can slide.
Absolutely not. I would not celebrate your birthday.
Fuck. I'm at
Come
to
on,
invite my
man.
other friends. I told Kyron to take off. He like, oh man, you might have called me at the right time because they didn't even make the schedule yet. Let me look.
That's what I say. Like you telling us now is actually dope because
Yeah.
we
Nah,
can
yeah,
plan
it's a couple-
ahead.
Yeah. So I told
Me and
Kyron.
Kyron's
yesterday.
planning on probably going on a Raw on Monday.
Ooh, that would
Oh,
be a
shit.
fun. You know what I always like in TV shows where like two characters that don't normally hang out together. You and Kyra hanging out by yourselves would be like that.
But it's no better other like setting because y'all both fuck with
Yeah.
WWE hard.
Yeah.
WD-40.
WD
Because he was like, don't buy them now. Let's just wait till Monday.
Oh, he want to get like those quick.
He said
Ticket.
resell. He was like, the resellers don't drop those prices.
Where's it at? Like, is it in the
It's,
city or is it
It's
like
at
outside?
Allstate. Is that always at Allstate?
I didn't even know where Allstate's
Rosemont.
at. Oh, okay, cool.
Yeah.
Okay, so not you got to go into the heart of the city, but Rosemont's like relatively ish close.
Yeah.
That'd be a fun little date for y'all.
Fun little date. I just
Nah,
told him I'll
yeah.
pick you up too. You don't even have to worry.
Oh, there we
Oh,
go.
shit,
That
bro.
sounds like a date now.
I
Oh,
told you the funniest shit ever is when we were driving home from the Sox game, and Kyron was like, "Man, I'm finna catch the train. Or whatever." And he's just following us and like he's walking with us, and he just like I'm getting into Anwar's car because he's driving home. Nigga getting in there with me. I'm like, what? I didn't even know this was happening, but
You
over
Anwar
here-
his way.
He
'Cause it's
said,
like-
Anwar was going to take him to the train station, but then Anwar was like, I'll just take
Oh.
you home.
and this is like Kyron's like, shit, that's all. Because he was telling me, he's like, yeah, you can drop me off at the train station and this. And I was like, well, you in my car, so you ain't got to do nothing. He said, shit, that's all you had to say. He got on his phone.
And he fell asleep.
He was kicked back.
The fact that he fell asleep on you was
He was
hilarious.
knocked. That was
I didn't
crazy.
even see him. Knock.
I didn't realize it was all them people in the backseat of my
Bro,
car.
it
I
was
was
tight.
preoccupied. I was having a conversation outside of my car.
So all of y'all were there?
It was Pierre in the front, and then it was D Mills, me, and
That
Kyron
car
in the
was
back.
packed.
And
That's crazy.
That car was packed.
Yeah.
Yeah, I didn't even know. I was like, oh,
it was
hey,
like, it's
what's
like,
up, bro?
Sometimes you get in the car where it's just like you got to make sure your phone out your pocket because you're not
Yeah.
getting it while you in the car.
Damn.
We was seeing it now, though.
He was out the
We was
way
teasing
too,
him.
though.
Dude,
My
see,
goodness.
Yeah, he definitely out of the way.
He was
That's
out
why I
because
ain't never
everybody was
offered.
like a straight. It was like,
Oh, that's a bad friend.
I've offered to pay for his Uber at my
Okay.
last kickback. But I'm not taking you myself. You know,
That is out the way of the
it's
drive.
out the way as hell. I feel like I'm going back to college, going towards his place, and then it's further than that. So, shout out to Kai though. Him and Terrence are big nap guys.
Me
Who?
too.
Math?
Nap.
nap.
Oh, nap.
I
Where
don't know
they'll
a
get a
big nap
30
guy at
in a
all.
couple times a day, which I can't do.
I can't do
Did
that.
you hear him come to the mic? He was like, "This is last night." I was like, "Kyrie, you streaming?" He said, "Nah, just woke up from a nap. I'm tired." It was like 10, it was like 11 o'clock at night.
I'll be, if I sit down after doing a bunch in one day, like I'm probably gonna fall asleep at some point.
Mhm.
Like if I sit on the couch and I put my feet up, my girl be like, "Yeah,
It's that time.
you gonna take a nap?"
If I go to the gym, if I go to the gym, I know probably like when I get back, I take that shower and I lay down. I'm probably
It's
gonna.
over
I'm
with.
probably yeah.
You have
Yeah.
an early gym, Shuss? Yeah, you.
Especially like if I'm watching that first game and it's boring in that first half, and then once halftime
Oh,
comes,
me.
Today is a
during
nap day.
halftime,
Ain't nothing better than when the game is boring and you take a quick nap because you fall asleep in
Yeah.
the second quarter and you wake up in the third quarter or something like that and it's busting back again, bro.
like I don't know why
Ain't no better now.
that like 15 to 20 minute halftime.
Yeah.
And of it being nothing, I'll accidentally
that
just
is.
fall asleep, and I'll be like, "Fuck!" But I'll be like, "Oh shit, I ain't missed nothing." I was like, "Oh cool, okay, cool." But
Ain't no better nap than that right there.
yeah, and then you get into the good games.
It's been a minute for a nap for me, man. Fatherhood hits you differently. You don't really have a time. Like the best time you can take a nap is when the baby is also napping.
But
But I
might
also
not
feel
wanna
But
like
do
then
that's
you also
weird.
want to be productive at that
Oh.
time. So it's yeah. But you know, sometimes I get one in. You know what I'm saying? But it's been I used to be big on naps. Like I need after every podcast I got a 30.
That's what Suzanne said when we was over there. She was like, every Saturday he comes home and he just goes to sleep. I don't know why.
Because from her perspective, it don't make sense because she's in bed at 11:30, and you know, but like some of those nights when it's a long work night, like like the playoffs,
Yeah.
I ain't been getting to bed till like 1:32 because it's like the game's in. I want to film my video, I got to edit my video, I got to schedule my video, I got to do all of that shit, and then we got to do the podcast at 10. So I'm back up at 8:30, and then I'm like, yeah, I'm fucking tired. I just need to give me a quick 30, and that'll hold me over to the nighttime. But recently, it ain't been that way.
Yeah, I'll be making sure if I feel like I might fall asleep, I set an alarm for like 6:30, 6:40 or something, just so I wake
I
up.
have.
That's smart.
Let me see if I can flip through, bro. I have like 30 alarms on my phone.
Damn.
Bro, do you remember there was a period of time where like my phone kept going off in the Discord and it was at like random ass times at night?
This just don't make sense.
This is how many alarms I have.
But I just don't understand. Why
I
can't you
have one for
condition yourself to hear that noise and get out the
5:20,
bed?
6:20, 8:30, 9:03, 9:30, 10 o'clock, 10:12.
9:03.
Oh, that's
Eleven,
that's
20,
crazy.
9:03 is such a
50.
weird
It's
time.
so random, bro.
1:10,
It's like you wanted
2:05.
3 extra minutes of sleep instead of waking up at 9.
That's just so crazy.
I don't know how my shit.
You might
feels
need like an actual alarm clock. I've
I
heard
do.
people have
You know,
yeah.
Terrence had told me too. He's like, just put your alarm or like your phone on the dresser so you have
That's
to
what
actually
I do.
get up.
Mine's on the dresser too.
My
Yeah.
shit, I can have it
That's
because
pretty good.
I'm usually on my phone before
I've
I go to
done that
bed,
before,
and it's
yeah.
just like that's how I also be waking up with like my shit dead because I don't put on the charger at all.
The
That's
downside
not-
of me
that's not
taking a
bad.
nap is that I struggle to sleep that night. Like I can't just fall asleep.
Yeah.
So I have to
I
take a
feel that.
melatonin.
Mm.
You take that melatonin knockout.
Yeah. But then I'm still always up until like 1:32.
If you want to get really cold, the lights in the studio there, you can schedule them. So like you can bring these lights into your
Or, like,
room.
wake me at 9
and
o'clock.
Say wake me at 9 a.m. and they'll pop on at 9. The lights will pop on. You can have a song play. I used to have it where like the news would come on like boom at a certain time.
One of my managers has one of the apps that like instead of it being 9 o'clock, it like at 8:50 it start like music starts and it
yeah.
slowly gets higher and it's like I don't know if there's any science or truth behind it, but it's supposed to like gradually wake you up so you don't feel cranky with it just being like boom, wake
see,
up.
That's when I be feeling it because sometimes like, especially when I be having some shit to do, I'll try to lay there down just like as long as I can. But it's just like
Oh,
when I
yeah.
wake up and it's just like I gotta get up. I can feel like I feel like a damn car. Like you know how you gotta turn your car on, you gotta wait 5-10 minutes. Let the engine go. Like
Yeah.
it's like that's how my body feels.
That's how I
so-
feel with my morning bathroom break.
Mm-hmm.
Like I will sit there for a good 5-10 minutes, even if
Yeah.
it's like I'm without my
Oh,
phone.
you talking
it's
about
just
before
like
the podcast?
Yes.
Yeah. No,
Yeah,
that
I'm-
is. I feel like I do the same shit.
I don't got my phone. Like I'm not taking no. So this is like my 10-minute break where I'm just waking up, and it's just me.
Oh,
in
no,
the-
I
in the
need my
bathroom.
phone. I be on my phone on the
I got a
toilet.
potty squatty.
I don't know what the fuck that is.
It's like a footrest that you have when you're in the bathroom.
Yep.
that-
Oh,
I
that
got that.
levels your foot.
you know,
And it's
Angie-
for better
Angie
bowel
bought one of
movements.
those. I think she probably got it.
Oh,
because
it's for
she was
better
in your-
bowel
Yeah,
movements.
yeah.
I was about to say,
Yep.
She
my
probably got it
problem is
from
my,
us, low-key.
my legs they fall asleep.
Same.
Well, they actually what I found
It's
out
scientifically supposed to help you shit better.
it helps you shit better and not faster, but yeah, just better.
Mhm.
And it's facts. It's like I feel the difference as we
That's
talk about
insane.
poop right now.
Yeah, it's like supposed to like you're supposed to like your pelvis is supposed to like be lifted up a little
Yeah.
bit. Yeah.
No, it works.
It definitely works.
My legs go numb too though.
Yes, the legs go numb on that the joint.
Yeah, that shit
Yeah.
kills me. How do you fix that? I mean, you just but you just got to keep moving.
Whenever your legs go.
If you sit
numb.
if I sit on the toilet for too long, my legs go to sleep too. It's just normal.
No, my shit be there for a couple minutes though too.
My legs were hurting so bad from after that Cubs game.
Really?
Yeah, from like sitting at the
Oh, I thought that was
No,
going
no,
a
no.
different
no,
way.
from sitting at the seats and then sitting in that Uber, my legs were hurting so bad.
Dang, you needed to stretch. Yeah.
Because that Uber ride was like 2 hours.
I know that
long.
was a lot. Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, I know exactly what you mean.
Bidets, y'all bidet guys?
I don't
Ever had a bidet?
No,
What the hell is that?
I've never used a bidet.
It's the
In Europe,
they
it's
have those
big
in
over there.
public bathrooms in Europe too.
my homie got one in his apartment.
I be wanting to buy one, but you got to install it yourself,
Yeah, you
and
do.
I just know I'm gonna fuck up something on the plumbing side.
No, it's. I'm telling
simple?
I'm telling you, super simple.
It looks simple, but I still
quick
feel-
little
I'm still be like,
quick
I
little
might fuck up.
Amazon purchase.
Yeah,
Super simple.
I think a Tush not a sponsor, but Tushy has one that like it also can do warm water because I think a lot of them end up being
Oh.
cold water. I don't want it's you know what a bidet is?
Hell no.
It's like when you use the bathroom and it cleans you. It like sprays water in your bum to help
Yeah.
you clean it. But I heard it's like life changing when you do it, and I haven't done it, even though I've wanted to do it. We also had a moment a week or so. So I bought this house, and the moment we moved in, Suzanne told me the jets in our bathroom tub don't work. I'm like, oh fuck! I wish we would have known that during the inspection. We could have got it, paid for from the previous owner. Cool, whatever. I tell her, don't worry, I get it fixed eventually. We've been in this house for a year plus now. The other day, I'm like looking on Thumbtack, trying to figure out a plumber to come out and get it checked out. And I was like, you know what? Let me see what it's doing for us to know that it don't work. The shit worked the whole time.
So what did she do?
I have no idea. But I run the bath water. You know what I think she did?
She didn't raise it high enough.
She didn't raise it high enough.
Oh,
She thought that you just press the button and air would just come out.
oh no!
Oh,
But you
yeah.
need the
you have to
water
raise it
to
up
hit
above the
above
little
the
thing
jets,
where it
yeah.
sucks in the water.
I've been in one of those before.
So I know stories about you and those.
I'm dead.
I raised the water, I pressed the button, and I sit there because I know she gonna peek her head in, and she peek her head. And I'm like, see this shit? We could have been taking baths. I've never been a bath guy,
Baths are underrated.
That's so comfy, just relaxing.
but one of my gifts to her recently, because we do gifts throughout the year. I don't do like Valentine's Day. Let's do this. Like throughout the year, if I see stuff, I pick it up. I think that's what a relationship should be. And I had bought these like high quality bath bombs. Cause she's a mother, she's stressed out all the time. I was like, man, one of these nights, just have a you night.
Lush. Are you a Lush guy?
It was Lush.
I love going to Lush.
Shout out to
Me
Lush
too.
and Naperville.
Lush is nice. I like going to that.
And I bought her, and I'm like, it was like 3 months ago. She had never used them. I'm like, it's probably because she want the jets. The jets
Right.
add another element. So I'm like, all right, let me get these jets fixed for her. And they worked the whole time. And then later that night, I took a fucking bath with the bath bombs, with the
Was
the
it
jets.
relaxing?
With the Jets, it was amazing.
It was a lot louder than I wanted it to be when the jets were
Oh.
running.
Did you have your Rev Run moment? Were you like in there tweeting?
No, but
You know what I'm talking about? Red's house.
I think I
Yeah.
might have took a picture. Did I put a picture in the,
Yeah,
in the
you
Snapchat?
you put a picture of the bath bomb going off.
Because it was a yellow bath bomb, so my water looked like piss
Oh yeah.
while I was in it.
Oh.
And I was like, you know what? I may have was in it for 7 minutes, and I got out and took a real shower. I was like, I just can't do it.
That's crazy.
Yeah.
You talking about baths? I just bought. I'm doing a DIY cold plunge in my backyard. I'm very
I've heard things about cold
excited
plunges.
I just went to. We got a Blaine's farm in
Yeah.
Fleet up the road, so like a little farm type of place.
Oh,
I got this big metal tub thing, and
That's what people be doing. They like get the big tub, they fill it up with water, and then they just every day they just go out there and get in it.
yeah,
And they pretty much you're just getting in it based on whatever the temperature is outside. So sometimes maybe cold as shit, and your plunge is way colder than it was yesterday.
Exactly.
What's the benefit of it?
exactly. Man, it just does
Helps
a
with
lot of
blood
things.
Circulation.
It
It helps
helps
with
with
like mental stuff and
inflammation, blood
like,
circulation.
wakes you up.
Getting back into working out, the recoveries are like really rough
I used
for
to
me
take
to
'em-
start off.
yeah. I used to take them all the time when I played football.
Oh,
But I tried doing it recently, like a year or so ago, and I just couldn't do it. I was like, how did I do this every Friday night playing in
Wow.
high school?
I think about that all the time.
But,
Like,
like-
there's shit I did as a high schooler and just like more in
Ah,
my
that's
more
real.
youthful days, and it's just like I don't know how the fuck I did.
Yeah, I
that.
tried sitting in that ice bath, and I was like, this is hard.
Yeah.
Like, how did I sit in here for like 20 minutes?
Jeez, 20 minutes.
KB,
Damn.
I used to have like, both of y'all like, it took me a minute to go to sleep, and I used to think about my day. I used to wake up early as fuck to go to school, go through school. We would have basketball practice. We wouldn't even go home right after basketball practice. We would probably go to like the library, some shit. And I'd probably just get home, do my homework, and I'd probably play in the game till like midnight or some shit. I don't know how to
just do it again.
I don't know how the hell I was never tired.
Crazy.
Never was tired.
Yeah.
And then you gotta think about well, for me at least, my fuel during the day wasn't shit. Like I was barely eating lunch and stuff, and I was going to basketball practice and getting home at 6, doing whatever, and then waking up again at 6:30 the next morning to do it all over. Never complained, never felt tired, and it was like that was just the normal day. And if I tried something like that today, I'd be dead, bro.
School's starting at 7:05 in the morning is still so crazy to me.
Sheesh.
Yeah, but no, yeah, I used to do that too. I used to ride my bike 2 miles to my homie crib at like 5 in the morning.
Damn.
We get to school at 6:05. School started at 7:05. We get to school at 6:05. His dad would drop us off, but his dad wouldn't come get me. So I had to find a way to get to his house, and we would get shots up on the shooting machine from 6:05 to 7:05. Be sweaty and stinky like throughout
didn't care, just go.
Didn't care. I wanted to be a hooper really badly.
Yeah, gym at like 10 in the morning is crazy to think about.
Early bird is even crazier.
Yeah, I used to have to go to early bird at some
Same.
point because like my normal gym grade had dropped.
Yeah,
I
same.
wasn't dressing.
Nigga failing gym.
That's how we got into
facts
school
though, yeah.
an hour early. That's how we was able to get in at 6:05 because we would just walk in with the early bird gym people. But coach said we could, and he would we could pull out the shooting machine and stuff.
Sometimes I just didn't feel like dressing for gym. I don't know. You just. But then like when you're playing a sport, you have to play in gym.
Yeah.
Because like they want you to lift. Like you have to go lift, and it's not even.
We used to always have to like. You need to wear like the Hinsdale South shorts. I would just wear my own shorts.
Facts, no, same.
I still have
you
like
got
3
half
pairs
credit.
of South
They
shorts.
gave you half
I feel
credit
like
if
those
you wore your
shorts-
own shorts.
Yeah.
I feel like those shorts were little as hell.
They were.
It's mostly because they want you to pay for the gym membership. Or they want you to pay for the gym clothes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But I got 3 pair at the crib right now
Oh,
The Hinsdale
wow.
South
of
shorts?
the Hinsdale South shorts.
Motherfuckers used to stay in the rentals.
The Reynolds go.
Oh yeah, the
crazy.
rentals went crazy. You used to grab one and keep it.
Yeah, Reynolds were higher quality than your real shit.
Oh, me.
It's so weird to see like Suzanne's siblings go to Hinsdale South now though, just because it's like it's so much different. I was in there a little while ago for something, and everything just looks so different. They redid.
Bro,
so much
I went
of it.
we were doing the passport shit, and I went to the Indian Prairie Public Library or whatever.
Yeah.
That shit looks way different on
Way
the inside.
different, bro.
Way different
Oh,
on the
wow.
inside.
I'm like, this shit look way better.
I used to go into Indian Prairie Library to do our invoices.
really?
Because I didn't have a computer back then.
That's
they
crazy.
give us a
Wow,
laptop?
that's crazy.
They did give us a
They
like the
gave
But
us
first.
a
eventually,
like
not
the
when we were
first
doing
trip.
invoices. They got us the laptops when we
Oh.
became on Workday.
Oh, true. Yeah, we used to have to send individual invoice. You're right.
Yeah.
Oh, wow.
But no, I drove past Hinsdale South the other day, and it just looked different.
The whole pool, the pool section, I guess, carried our school because they got it redone and everything. Even the football field felt different.
I was about to
Obviously,
say,
it's not different.
Y'all didn't have like younger siblings going because my little sister just graduated from the same high school that I graduated. She graduated last year. So to go to her
Right.
graduation or her little school events or stuff, every time I pull up there, I'd be like,
Oh,
See, my
that's so
sisters
weird.
went to the rival school because my
Oh,
family moved
okay.
a
My,
couple doors.
my
Okay.
sister's so young, I can't even imagine.
It's the main
oh,
gym.
okay, so it's an age gap.
Is the main gym different?
No, the main gym is exactly the same. We went there a few times to watch some basketball games. Excited about Hinsdale South women's basketball because they had 6 sophomores
On varsity?
on varsity.
That's
Oh,
crazy.
wow.
I'm sorry, 6 freshmen on varsity and a couple sophomores. So like
Wow.
their senior day was
So
like
they're
one
youthful.
girl. Yeah.
Wow.
I hope that senior girl got all the shots on senior day.
I hope she did too, because we seen some senior day moments where
Yeah.
Tony Rometty had felt like 60 points.
Bro, Tony used to do that nightly.
Yeah, she did. And
Tony was so nice, bro. It was so fun. She was literally the reason to go to girls' games.
She just followed me back on Instagram like
Oh,
a couple
for real?
days ago.
Mhm.
I'm like, dang.
I used to
I
low-key
didn't
think
She
Yeah.
realize.
follows
kinda-
me back on Twitter, but she didn't follow me back on IG.
On the gram. Yeah. Shout out
Because
to
I'm
her.
not verified.
Maybe.
Yeah, I used to kind of find it weird when people were like, because we all kind of grew up with Tony, and it's just like for people to think like, oh, she was at the time, because I figured she had a song that was like viral or
Yeah.
whatever.
Yeah, yeah.
And
So
she was
people
Vine famous too.
Yeah,
she wrote
yeah.
a song for Chris Brown.
Oh, wow.
Yeah,
It was
she-
just
she
different to
a
see
celebrity.
people to look at her in a different light than I did too.
Mhm.
Because
Yeah.
it's like, yeah, I know, like it wasn't nothing to like know her, but people like, oh my god, you know Tony
Right.
Rometty.
That song
Yeah,
took Chicago over for
Yeah.
like a summer.
Yeah.
I don't remember how it go though.
I don't either.
But it was
such a long time
and she still,
ago,
I
bro.
think she took a break from music a little bit because she was like starting a family and stuff.
Yeah.
But I think
Yeah.
she's back into music. I saw her in the gym hooping again. I'm like, oh shit, she about to go fuck some people up. Shout out to her. Hensel Southern produced some people.
Yeah.
I would say we had one player go to the NFL. Don't ask me his goddamn name. I don't
I
know
don't
if he
remember
even.
either. We had the dude that
Written
played
art.
in,
And when,
No,
we
he was
there?
a few years before.
we
us.
had the
Oh.
boy that played in Scary Movie. I remember him for sure.
Yeah. What was his name again?
I
in
don't
Scary
know
Movie?
about Cody.
Cody.
Cody in Scary Movie.
Cody
I don't
in
know
Scary
what his
Movie
real
3.
name was.
They yeah.
Us.
We had us. We part of the crew. Come on, baby. That man was just with Stephen A. yesterday.
Rep yourself.
But if you go to Hinsdale South Wikipedia page, we're not on that list. So go change Hinsdale South Wikipedia to add Through the Wire as notable alums.
Yeah.
Facts. Matter of fact, I could do that shit myself.
You could? Oh, I did not know that.
You can put
Wikipedia's open source.
Yeah, you can put anything.
Oh, shit.
I mean, they have people that obviously like
Verify it?
check it and shit. They're gonna, if it's some bullshit, they're gonna change it.
Yeah.
Oh.
But it's not bullshit.
Yeah.
I don't think.
Rep yourself.
If we add Through the Wire on there. I, mean, I think we talked about that at the zoo. Like, I think you asked, like, would I ever, like,
Oh,
donate to Hinsdale
yeah.
South? I was like, fuck no.
For what?
I don't know. But we also was like, I wouldn't mind going back there to give a talk or
Yeah.
whatever. I think it can be fun.
What if
It
they
depends on
asked
what
us to do,
teacher's
like-
asking.
What if they
Yeah.
asked us to coach the B team games for the team?
Absolutely
hell
not.
yeah.
Coach the B team games.
I would coach the B team.
I watched their B team this year. We could have coached them a little bit better. I ain't gonna lie. I ain't gonna lie.
I would love freshman A, but, you know,
They got some hoopers over there. I ain't gonna lie. I think
So-
that's a wrap.
yeah.
Thank y'all so much for watching. Pierre, again, get well soon, buddy. And on Saturday, hopefully he's back and we back in full force, fully strengthened. Leave a like, subscribe, and we'll see y'all then.
Peace.
Peace.